Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wileyverse.
Hello.
That's offline. Oh, shit.
Shit. Remember, that's 30 seconds behind. So.
Let's see if I'm in there doing what I said I was going to be doing. Nope. All right, we missed
Missed it.
again.
Yeah, we're
whatever,
sorry.
Damn.
Calling us out.
What?
You know what's crazy?
Damn.
We work next door, but sometimes we just get stuck. Like, it's tough work.
We lost Robert. There was a car accident.
So
It's tragic, but we're just going to keep going on without him.
It's going to be a tribute episode.
So you put my dice in here, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, also, oops, Robert grabbed one of the cursed dice, but I'm not going to tell him.
Uh-oh.
But I'm not going to tell him.
Phew! Okay, sorry about that. This is the Wileyverse. Thanks for being here, Wes.
Oh, falling. I was like, failing while fighting.
Robert, close the gate.
We have a special guest, a bandolier.
Yes. Wait, Benji, where'd you come from? No. Are we on?
Yes, we are.
Just kidding, we just got already.
Do they know that Benji's here? Oh,
We introduced her, but she never shows her face.
She does it. She's very camera shy. Benji, come here.
There she is.
She doesn't know what to do.
She's just happy to see
She's a very grounded base, sort of dingo.
Wes is already calling us out, by the way.
Wes,
Being late.
you're late. You're late. I know. I've been telling them.
You're the last one to come in here.
No, she's Coyote.
I may be the last to get here, but I'm the first to tell you guys that we need to go.
Danny.
In fact, that was why I'm the first to say that we need to go.
Did you wash your hands?
Yes, I did actually.
Did you bring in the container?
No, I left that in the car.
There you
Would you like me to rinse it out?
No, you just throw it in the sink.
I could use a plastic container.
Oh, then you can take it.
Thank you.
Oh, there's that.
Who are you?
Welcome everybody to the Wileyverse. I'm your host, Rofrus, and we're here to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons.
It's gonna be a great session. I can already tell.
Oh, it's going to be great. I'm actually...
Why am I so how did this
I don't know what's going on with you and
I
your
don't
sweater,
know what the fuck is happening.
but I am very excited about this because we are going to... We just discovered a great and terrible thing, that there is a lord. I'm a bit worried about this because we need to speak to Lord Neverember. We need to speak to Lord Neverember.
Do we?
Well, he introduced this dragon.
Why don't you guys? Why don't you guys introduce yourselves and your
Have we
characters
not
first?
past this part yet?
This
No.
is Rofra, sorry.
Hello, I'm Rofras, the idiot of the group, if you couldn't tell already. Driven by goodness and righteousness and Herto.
Gross.
Right. That was pretty disgusting.
Was that disgusting?
No,
I'm sorry.
what he did was gross.
Oh,
Continue.
yeah,
Come on,
that does
come
look
on.
like, I don't know, it looks like a good sandwich.
Anyway, as if you needed any more introduction.
if I needed more introduction, what you saw right there is pretty much what you're going to get from me. So, that's me, Rofras, the soldier, the warrior. I am here to protect Lord Savroth Goldath in his mad quest for saving our land, even though we are not quite sure what is even threatening our land. We've been engaging with these forces of Tiamat, the cult of the Purple Dragon.
Yes, but you know there's a nation that is attacking your land.
There is, from another dimension.
No.
Well,
You're from another
dimension. It's associated with that, though. With
You're from another dimension.
There, yes.
Yeah.
And their ally, okay, so...
But just introduce yourself. We don't need to go through the history of Dragonborn.
I would love to go through the history of this war.
But we're not going to do that.
I am a soldier background. I have bonuses in this.
You do have bonuses in history. If only you would apply them.
I have bonuses only in things that relate to what's been going on with the war in our country.
I'm Zero Next.
I do.
I play Zero Next. I'm our arcane trickster, our rogue, if you will. I was conscripted into this mad quest in a drunken stupor, hungover from the day before's parties and revelries, because I was the only one that could find a ship fast enough for our Lord Savroth to carry us off the same day. And since then, I have made a constant habit of rolling low and getting us into weird situations. And then getting us right out of those situations.
Interesting fact, that's how we got him to play with us in real life with Dungeons and Dragons.
Actually, what happened was I was like, hey, I found a Dungeon Master, and then I invited a whole bunch of people to play it. Yeah. None of them worked out. And here we are.
It's true.
And I am Dayton playing the Lord...
My lord, you shouldn't use quotation marks in that.
Savroth Goldath.
You are in
like, what the hell?
Who seems to have forgotten our clan name?
Savroth is your first name.
I'm the one that's technically got us into the general mess adventure quest that we're in. Yeah, I am a cleric.
Sorry about that. I'm going to hide that real quick.
I'm a cleric, sort of Bahamut.
Sort of.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I am of him, but I don't, fully worship him. I just get to my powers from him.
Yeah, there is a difference between how these guys, paladin and cleric, they do not worship. They follow and are exemplars of their god. So
it's more like we petition.
The Dragonborn were enslaved in their dimension, and so they have a big deal. They make a big deal about being enslaved. So they do not do that. They do not worship other things. There are some clans that do, but in this case, they take them as examples and they try to lead exemplar lives and run by the tenets and be champions of causes, but never subservient and never just tell me what to do, Lord type thing.
Yeah.
They're champions, not worshippers.
Yeah. Although I do like to, it seems to me that Rufus is a bit more entertained by these powers than the wise Lord Sava. By the way, what is Bandy doing here? Was Galen here?
Yes.
He just left his dog here.
Uh-huh. Galen, so a quick thing. Our friend is an archaeologist, and the government shutdown has prevented him from getting permits.
I was wondering
if it went beyond the 21st, they would run out of jobs. It is the 23rd.
Yeah.
So they're out of jobs.
So he's been trying to get permits to go to do this survey in Yuma, and they can't do it because there's a government office that. So they finally it was do or die. So he finally got his permit, and so we have Bandy until Sunday, I believe.
All
right.
For him.
I am Wiley. I am. Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say.
I'm Wiley. I am the GM of this crazy train going on right here. I'm sorry, we got stuck a little bit too long at the bar. So this is going to be a great night. It's not like we're just drunks. Well,
I worked there.
And that guy at the end there. But these two guys work there.
Technically, I got off later than usual tonight.
That's what happened.
More or less.
But I'm Wiley. I run this crazy train. I'm also running the NPC Ayasa, who is absolutely worthless and does nothing except for throw the occasional fireball.
I'm getting suspicious of the fact that you're starting to say that now. I'm starting to think that this is some kind of
No, it's a continuation of a joke from Rifts.
Yeah.
Because in the Rifts game, they hated the NPC.
I usually believe you.
Hang on. Yeah, we didn't hate her. What it was
I liked her better than I liked you guys.
Every time we got stuck, we'd be like, it'd be cool if we could fly. Oh, hey, yeah. Doesn't your NPC fly? Or does your PC fly? You're like, yeah, cool. Then fly us around for a minute.
I know you got a big job, but I would love to see more of a Yasa.
I had high hopes for her, but
past tense
because I'm like, oh, she's gonna be enigmatic and speak in riddles and do all this cool stuff.
Oh, but I just do that as a moron.
No. It's just switching back and forth from trying to wrangle everything and keep all the details straight.
It's a lot going on.
And then try to go into her like, I'm going to speak in riddles. It's like, it was a little bit.
That was your first
much,
mistake. Yeah,
yeah.
Bartender,
maybe,
server,
maybe.
IT professional. What our jobs are? Day jobs?
I'm a web manager.
I'm a mailman.
He's a mailman.
He runs a mail department for a major corporation.
Yeah.
He runs mail for a corporation. So he's not just a mailman delivering mail.
I'm also a wage man.
Also, I have to say, I vote this the best introduction section.
This is
all
pretty good.
Okay. This was like we've been at it for like 11 minutes now.
Yeah.
It's been nutty.
All right. So let's get some history. So Amiyasa, these guys are all Dragonborn. They're all from the same clan. They're all on a quest to try to save their homeland that's under attack, under siege by an enemy nation, and that enemy nation may be getting help by Tiamat, the queen of evil dragons, and even more. Like, she has been raised to full godhood in the Forgotten Realms. She is not just a little demigod of just dragons. She is a full-fledged god of evil in the realms.
Is she... And maybe we don't know this, so... Is she not a full-blown devil now?
No, she doesn't rule a plane of hell, but she is on...
I don't know, I wanted to go away.
She is on a plane of hell.
Oh, okay.
She is confined to a plane of hell. That's Tiamat.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
She is confined to a plane of hell, but she is not the ruler of that plane of hell, as far as I remember. And in my world, that's law. So they're on this quest, apparently by Bahamut, who has led them.
Hey.
Watch this. I don't know if you saw it or not.
You have it on the screen?
Watch this. Bing.
Oh.
Okay. So.
Spoiler alert.
I actually, when I first,
You were working on that.
I was working on it and it showed up for a little bit.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, so the final points of introduction before we start. Our heroes have in their possession a piece of metal that is of the gods, and they want to forge it into a weapon to kill a god. And I need one of those as well. Thank you. So they had to do several things. They have several tasks they need to do. First, they needed to find a place to forge it, and that's what they just did. They found a map to a place that can forge a god weapon. Now they need to get there, and that's an issue. So they got out of Castle Never, where they found the map to find this old dwarven forge that can forge god.
We sure as hell did. We.
And then they went to court back to King Neverember, who allowed them to go into the castle, along with a sponsorship from emissary from Gauntlgrim, the newly rediscovered capital of the Dwarven nations. And they went there, and there was this noble who was feigning interest into their quest because dragons... Lord Crane. Because dragons were beleaguering his people of the Grey Peaks.
I really believed him, too. I really did.
I'm glad. But a quick detect good and evil, pointed out that he was not... had the most benign intentions.
I really like the exchange.
He is, in fact... the dragon probably beleaguering the people of the Grey Peaks.
That's what I said. I bet you know firsthand the troubles of the Grey Mountains.
My favorite part about that was that we had already had our rest, but I never felt more tired before I thought we were squaring up to that guy. Like when we were moving the people around and getting ready, and I separated from the group, and I was like, I don't know if I have this fight in me right now. I'm so tired.
None of us want to fight.
That's what I'm saying. I'm so tired from this castle.
I was purposely trying to avoid a fight.
No, I get it. I was just saying it was the most tired I think that Xernax has felt yet. Oh my god, we literally just got home. And we're not even home yet. Like, this is crazy. What the fuck?
So now they have to plan an expedition to the most northern reaches past one of the most treacherous mountain ranges in the north. They have to plan this expedition up there. They need to get there fast, or as quick as possible. They need to get there with dwarven help, because none of you guys know how to forge a weapon.
No.
No.
He doesn't command people to do it for him.
And it could be that this thing doesn't need someone to forge it. It could just need a forge hot enough for it to retake its shape.
That's a
pretty
big gamble.
But that is a huge gamble. That is a huge gamble. Like to go up there without someone that knows what they're doing with a forge.
Don't give me a minor chance. I'll take that minor chance.
And lastly, they have to do this. They have to plan this expedition knowing that there is a dragon that is actively hunting them.
Aren't we all dragons?
You're not dragons. That guy that was just in the room, he was a dragon.
He didn't look so scary.
So, the scene is set.
It's pretty bad, man.
You are in the court of Lord Neverember. There are many nobles and potent people, powerful people. Lord Neverember's advisors and generals and all that are in the court with him. You just called out this noble who apparently, arrived while you were in the castle and endeared himself to Lord Neverember to the point where he recommended that you guys get together, once you got out of the castle. And the introduction was made to the two of you, and you called him out for being what he was, Lord Crane, the dragon.
Yes.
And now he is strode out of court, Lord Crane. The court is kind of in a...
We let him go.
Yeah.
There was some...
There was some questions.
I was going to shoot with an arrow, but everyone's like, "Don't roll frost the situation."
that was Wurfmaster.
Yeah. And now, the court is kind of in a, what just happened kind of tizzy. And Lord Neverember didn't, he doesn't know exactly what just happened, but he got the subtleties that you just called him out for not being who he was. You just called out Crane. So he calls forth to clear the court. And all of the spectators are now being led out. And it's just you, the dwarves, and Lord Neverember with his advisors and hangers-on.
Damn it, this was my chance. I was going to play dice with some of the court members for money because I have these magic dice.
Not the time and place, my friend.
Hush.
I mean, not the time. This is the place. But not the time.
Hurry up, put my scale out.
I'm trying.
More
prunes!
He's right now trying.
More prunes!
He's like, we're just about to fight a dragon.
Yeah, I probably did right there.
I'm like Mage Hand. It just keeps poking him
Mage Hand,
I've had the most fitful sleeps. I don't understand.
Is anyone else's rear end sore from last night's rest?
Wasn't the blue?
Oh,
you ate the berries too. Yes.
Yeah, berries.
Also, since it didn't become pertinent last session, it may not become pertinent this session. I do want to remind everyone of their new levels and their new abilities. You now give your charisma bonus to everyone around you as a bonus to saving throws.
I put it all in the cape.
He now has bonuses to sleight of hand and perception.
Yep.
And that sleight of hand does translate to your mage hand. Because you can make sleight of hand checks with your mage hand. You now have channel divinity twice a day, and you heal yourself every time you heal someone else.
Silly at this point.
That's great.
Alright, so we're in this room with Neverember.
There's no more
Dwarven.
There's no more
Evil.
fake.
Lockbeard and Grey.
No, there's no more
Greybender.
Shit's gonna fall apart.
So obviously, first
Make
things
good
first,
choices. Make good
we want
choices.
to tell.
The only kind of choice.
Is Neverember the only one? There's other people in the room that, right? Besides the dwarves,
Right. Yes. There's the mayor. There's the general. There's Ifa.
Whatever you need.
Ifa 2-step.
The gnome.
The gnome. Oh, there it is.
The gnome. The very same.
Okay, so in the courtroom,
It's your cackle. We gotta steal that. I think we can't really
flip that.
In the room is I have to go back a little bit. There's Greybender. There's Lockbeard. There's General Sabine. Mayor Galt.
Oh, do we need to cast?
Lord Neverember. And there's a Minton mercenary guard captain. You don't know his name. And there is a Grey Cloak.
Oh, I haven't forgotten.
I just don't want to touch it.
So, has everyone got all that? Who is in the room?
Sabine, the mayor,
Neverember.
Both our dwarves.
Both your dwarves.
Both was what,
Lockbeard
Lockbeard
and Greybender.
And then what was the little thing's name?
Ifa.
Ifa.
If two-step.
I would like
Which
to
if we
say,
can steal, I would love to steal.
if we are going to put names in the room, because earlier
And
I just kind of
there's honor guard.
I just put it to chance like there's going to be some trickles of evil amongst individuals here. But if we are naming names,
Well, remember, because we went over what... So we made a discovery about the changes to detect good and evil.
Yes,
so it's going to come out here in a second.
Well, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And granted that, any of these names.
So you detected no other evil in the room besides Crane.
Not even in Iyasa.
Not even a Yasa.
Good to know.
Yeah, I already said that.
We also
To you
remember that-
personally, in private. Now it's out here.
Well, I will say that didn't we figure out that it doesn't detect evil in humans?
It does not detect evil in humanoids.
It doesn't detect evil at all, apparently.
No.
It just
It
detects
tells you-
extraplanar beings.
It detects extraplanar beings which are intrinsically rooted in either good or evil.
Oh, okay. In good or
Like,
evil. Okay.
Infernals, celestials, aberrations.
Yes.
So I...
It's very disappointing to me.
Right.
So if I was planning to backstab these guys the whole time, it would not.
It would
Wow.
not... It doesn't...
You could have been
It doesn't...
the evil.
Yeah. It does not
Yeah.
detect alignment anymore. It does not detect intent. It detects creatures. Like actual entities of good and evil.
I definitely misunderstood that when we were talking about the other day.
I mean...
I want you to, besides what you've already asked me, there was one other detail I gave you, and I just want to...
Wasn't the detail that there are...
You're so...
Wasn't the detail that there are others...
No. Because I said there were others thinking it was alignment.
Oh, you did give me another detail. I'd have to look it up on my phone, but...
Go ahead and do that while other people
Okay.
talk. So, that's who's in the room. We know who's in the room. You were going to say something.
I basically will inform anyone that hasn't already figured out the conversation we just had with, I don't remember his name.
Crane.
Yeah.
His name was Lord Vinith Crane.
I'd be informing everybody basically out loud, hey everyone, in case you didn't know, that was a dragon. So, that's a problem.
So Neverember turns to Sabine and the Grey Cloak, and he spouts off some orders. He says, go find me this person, this group. Get them to the castle ground, or get them to the enclave immediately, and secure Lord Crane's accommodations. And the Grey Cloak basically just stops Sabine from going anywhere. He's like, I got this, and he disappears. So the Grey Cloak, gone.
In response to the earlier question, after the breakaway, if Hyman earshot of the Lord,
Did you say Hyman?
If I'm in earshot of the Lord.
Sounded like Hyman.
It did sound like Hyman to me.
Anyway.
Go for it.
I will turn to Savath and say, although the gnome of the name Ifa. Gnome Ifa. As that false tiefling radiated the evils of Tiamat, that Ifa radiates a goodness that mirrors the light that we follow. You should trust that gnome, despite her
Did you want to hear a louse fart right now, or
what?
So did you want to hear a louse fart? As a joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed the
Louse
loud
fart.
Yeah,
Because
Sorry, if you would have said that louder.
Shut up.
So while we're interjecting, when the orders were given to break the group up and everybody left, I would have hidden because I was part of the group already. The fans, the revelry. So I'm not in attendance during your discussion.
You're leaving?
No, I'm in the room.
Okay.
Like when they separate everybody, I'm just not visible.
Right.
That's what I was trying to get at. There was no way for me to interject it without.
No, that's fine. Make a hide check.
All right, sorry.
Stealth.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Because you're not part of the
And
crowd.
you could also, I'm just going to throw this out here. One of the things that was threatened was that he already has some ships under his employ, right? And that might be one of your methods of travel, and you'd have to figure out what ships are good and not. So I'm not suggesting this as a GM. I am just giving you the option. You could try to follow him.
I wouldn't.
Split the party.
No, that is not the wisdom of the players.
Hang on. I wasn't going to do it until you said split the fucking party.
Ooh, wouldn't that be amazing? Like a long journey split
I'm just
the party?
I get a shirt that just says split the fucking party. Like, that's what I need.
There are shirts out there, and if not, my brother can make one.
No, I can too. I just all right. I wouldn't have left these guys after what just happened. I'm tired. I wouldn't have done that. But I do want to stay back in the background and listen. Okay. Because I can message him information that I want. Blah blah blah. So hiding. 27. Do I hide?
You absolutely hide, but also remember you're wearing your boots, which I believe give you advantage.
They do. So should I roll again? Let's see.
Yeah, I mean you could get a natural 20. You never know.
Make it 28.
Okay, there you go. So you like.
I'm just saying I've been hiding.
Yeah, like there was a table with a tablecloth draped over it, kind of at the entrance. It used to have something on it, like maybe food, maybe refreshments, but you just slip behind that and just kind of.
Perfect.
So earlier though, you were blended in with the crowd.
Well, I had already backed away. Before we met.
You backed away to the back of the room.
Yes.
Behind the table, behind all that stuff.
I had made a point of getting away from you guys when we thought we were going to encounter an actual dragon, and then when it was
whenever it clears the court,
dismissed everybody.
He moved just around
hid as everybody left, so I'm not in attendance on purpose. So that way, like I can hear, I can look around.
Yeah.
So you're there. You're
in the bathroom real quick.
Yeah. Not real quick.
I'm gonna hide in the bathroom for some time.
Correct. All right. So he tells you about Ifa. Just to translate that through your arcana.
I detected her as a good creature.
Correct.
Which is interesting because she's a gnome, and gnomes are not intrinsically good creatures.
That's a humanoid, so you wouldn't have detected good on it anyway. So she is a creature of good.
Yeah.
That could be a celestial, that could be a...
And though I told you, in my way, like, hey, Ifra, like, she really did good. In the draconic words that I would have spoken to you in, I would have made a great emphasis that it is a being of goodness that Bahamut has, through you, my wise lord, shown me.
Okay. All right. So at this point, it was Neverember that sent those things?
So Neverember gave the orders that Grey Cloak makes exit hastily.
And also, as a political point, maybe we want to inform Lord Neverember of the dragon situation.
Well, he just did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I blame the underhand.
The louse fart.
Yes, the louse fart. Right. You be quiet in there.
So he's like, unfortunately, our city has a history of attacks on dragons, and I kicked myself that I let one walk right into my courtroom.
This is so unfortunate, my lord, Lord Neverember. It seems that this is the hammer to strike upon a foundation of strength and vigilance.
We will try to contain the situation, and
Neverember is not the dwarf that was helping us.
No, that was Lockbeard.
Perfect.
Or Greybender.
So
Greybender is the emissary from Galtagrim. Lockbeard's the one you found it in.
We got that Greybender's thing I'm missing.
I will add that if it is any consolation, I believe this enemy has, as we were told before arrival here, seeking us, and I believe shall follow our journey away from your campaign here.
So I was going to message Savroth that after that kind of came up, that, you know, like, oh, you know, if it's a dragon, blah, 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 I can't believe one happened in here, that you should emphasize our success with fighting and identifying dragons, and maybe ask for a little extra there, like some money or extra boat.
Well,
Boats?
Yeah.
No. We can't take a boat.
Not through the mountains or the desert, but we can take a boat right there.
We could, except we'd be assailed by dragons on flammable vessels.
all right. So I guess we're going into trip planning mode.
Yes.
You can.
Not yet. 'Cause I got speeches.
No, please. I'd love.
We're not arguing with Savroth yet. Is Savroth talk?
So then, on behest of Zeranex,
Message is pretty cool.
messages?
There's one
Advice?
later on called Sending.
Mm.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Look it up.
I almost took it.
You have it.
Do I?
You know it. All you have to do is.
Well, sorry.
I think it's a
Prepare
ritual.
it. You have to
No, it's
prepare
a
it.
ritual.
I do.
Oh.
So if you spend 10
technically
minutes, you
have
just
everything
do it.
that I-
Right.
Rituals great.
Sending is you can send a message to anyone you know.
Oh, that's right,
Anywhere.
regardless of distance or speed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be separating the party like crazy.
I mean,
Where's
but
Xerax? Oh, he's in a
it does
different
take
fucking
it does
continent.
take a third level slot. So I mean, like it'll unless you have 10 minutes to sit down and do the ritual.
I've always got 10 minutes. These guys are so far behind.
So anyway, based on Zeranak's advice, I will tell Lord Neverember, just so you know, like, we were the ones that took care of a drake right outside your walls before we got here. Like, we have... I know he holds that against us, but...
Make a perception.
I know for me, I'm like, less Drake. Stop at the Drake.
Hey, I'm going based on your advice,
I
man.
know what we made everybody have the Drake. It's just been like, with our know-how and knowledge, we can do what is that?
Okay. Commander Sabine says something under her breath next to Neverember.
Well, that's a 13's good.
Okay. No, the 13 is not good. But as you're talking and you say that, Commander Sabine says something under her breath, and like Neverember is just like, just a quick cut off. But she just like went, and he went, like, so keep
To
talking.
Sabine or to me?
To Sabine.
To Sabine.
Okay.
Like
So, yeah,
to.
like, don't bring the Drake
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Anyway.
Finish the speech.
So we have a history of fighting this kind. But that being said, if you can offer any assistance,
Well, I hoped to have.
it would be to your benefit.
Yeah.
He messaged me that.
I'd hoped to have paired
Next
you.
time I'm just going to be like, play telephone with your ear. You just tell Wiley what I'd say.
It's like I hoped that I had found a good match and an ally, even possibly a army
No.
to support you in the Grey Peaks, Lord Crane. But apparently that was all a sham, and I just assisted possibly one of your enemies, which was not my intention. So wherever his money would have fell, mine will suffice. I will fund your journey to the north, whichever route you may choose.
I will
We already.
add.
Excellent. Fucking inspiration.
Inspiration. Fucking
It's
hand.
great. Stupid thing. Session 1. Shake
I want
hands.
to tell Yasa. Because seeing that there's a deal made there,
God damn it.
I wouldn't dare. Like, we're Goldath. We make, like, we're trades Dragonborn. Like, you know, I'm sticking kind of apart from that. And finding myself apart from the group, there's Yasa. Isn't she apart from the group, isn't she? I want to speak to... I know, the dog here. I want to speak to her in Draconic and say, I wish that I was kind of mutter under my breath to her. I wish there was a way for us to properly warn this seemingly kind human of the terrors of that beholder down below.
They had already known. Like, you researched the enemies in Castle Never before.
And we learned of that beholder.
And they... So when you... I don't know if we're at the breakdown yet, or there's more...
Interrupt anything.
No. If there's more speeches to be made or talks, but if you guys get into trip planning mode, I'm also going to assume that you sit down and tell everyone, the dwarves and Never Ember's contingent, of what happened in Castle Never.
I think he's still in the descriptive mode, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
I see what you're saying.
So, like, if we're out of if we're out of this conversation mode, we can go to you skinny everything to
that's what I was going to ask.
Never Ember about your time in the place. That there's a war between the Thayans, the Aboleths, and the Beholders. Okay. You know, inside, they know all those factions are in there, but they don't know the current state of who's doing what.
I would like to skinny...
Does Saffron have any objection to the skinning of that?
No.
I would like to skinny everything except for 2 parts.
I mean...
I would like to skip the trade.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
It's important to make exceptions.
When I say, like, you're skinning, I'm saying you're skinning the situation as you gleaned it, not your trick.
Okay, because I'm just making sure, because when we do, like... I'm
used to skinny being...
I'm saying I'm new to DnD. For me, skinny is everything.
Yes, skinny is everything. And so it is very important that you tell me, in most cases... Skinny minus what? Or skinny, like... Yeah. So that is... So minus
skinny
the,
minus
the trade.
Trade. I'd like to skip the mimic part. I would also like to skip the falling patio part. I don't want that. The ledge.
Well, Lockbeard's going to tell that.
No. God damn it, Lockbeard.
Oh, no, you're talking about you thinking that the ledge was going to fall.
Yeah, we don't
that actually doesn't even come up. Like, Lockbeard even says, like, you guys ran and jumped off the ledge.
Didn't work, that's all.
Yeah. That's all. That's hey!
No.
We'll skinny that trap.
I feel like we honestly believe
also,
that there was a trap, but it was just so old it failed to work.
For those at home, in our group, we have a thing called skinny, which is when you just want to tell someone everything that you already said and has been said at the table so that they're in on everything, you just say skinny. So if I were to have, if Xeranax were to sneak off on his own and I describe 45 minutes worth of gameplay, what he sees, what he does, who he attacks, what he steals, and he comes back to the group and he wants to tell them everything, he just says skinny. And I skinny the group.
I want to add, too, that for me, initially, separating character knowledge from player knowledge was really tough. And skinny was a weird thing because they had to ignore everything and I had to ignore everything that they did on their own. And it was really tough for me to kind of go about that. By the end of our last session of D&D, everybody felt like they had done well. We had made a lot of money, but we were struggling to pay for our rent. He ended with, I think, 11 gold to his name at the end of last game. 14 here. 14 or 16, something like that. I had like 756 gold. So skinny is totally usable without blowing everything. It's actually really fun. So when he was right now, when I was saying, do we skinny everything to these guys? Are we giving everything, or can we skip some certain parts?
You skinny the situation as you understand it in Castle Never of the factions. Not necessarily your individual, like, we walked down a corridor and it kept extending behind. Like, not your personal things, but you tell them...
I gambled with Cackle and I lost a couple bucks.
Right. The Aboleth is on top right now, and the Thayans are on bottom right now. Yeah. Like, that's kind of how you understand it. And the Beholder's recuperating its forces and faster.
That fucking Beholder.
So... okay. All right, so travel plans. We're going into travel plans. We're going to a couple other things. Before we go into complete travel plans, you had mentioned Ifa to you. So you're the only two people that know that Ifa is more than a gnome.
Unless Serenax overheard that somehow.
No, they're too far away.
Okay.
Well, make me a perception, just to see.
Perception.
With your new found...
Make it a
30?
13.
13. Okay, no. So you saw him say something...
Perception out of...
You saw him say something
Like I
to
whispered
that...
it in
Draconic.
Draconic.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, not
He speaks.
I'm too far away.
So, you guys need to tell me if you interact with her or bring anything up specifically, and I don't care if you do or not, just you're the only two people that know that she is a good creature other than a gnome.
I'm outwardly friendly to her, but I won't invite her
Do we
to
need
us
to
without
do
the
this
behest of our
before
Lord
travel
Sappho.
plan
No, he's saying
talk?
you tell
No.
Sephiroth.
At any time.
Okay.
You're
As
not
we talk.
telling Sephiroth.
Oh, yeah.
So-
I've told
Because I
Sappho.
will, and I want
So
to
he
say
does.
something to her.
He does skinny to Sephiroth that it's a good entity.
Yes.
I in
Yeah.
character played
He-
that out, yeah.
He
Oh,
did
sorry.
whisper...
Oh,
you were in
okay.
the bathroom. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, he did... Like, I was rolling to see if you overheard, because he did
Gotcha,
whisper to
gotcha.
him.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go into travel plan time now. And this is, like, you guys, Neverember, his crew, Lockbeard and Greybender sitting at the table with maps, trying to get out the logistics of getting you to the north, like getting you all the way up there.
Do the two dwarves have different opinions about a route? I'm curious. Because I thought about that. Because you told us about
I get it.
that they would send a missive, they would send an envoy.
They
But
come to
do,
that
Do
conclusion.
Lockboard
the
Lockbeard and
hard
do
This is
Greybender.
he's got a
Greybender
more
have
updated
two
map
different
right now, but-
opinions on
Or is it the one he just
The
did?
problem is that Lockbeard is
There it is.
hundreds of
That
years
one,
How could
there
you
go.
know?
out of
That's
date
the one.
How can you know?
about who we can ask.
But
and
does
who
he
can-
still? But does he still?
The stuff above
Even
that
knowing
house,
that, does he
the
still
Discord
like?
has the, like,
well, this
information.
is-
Everything he
All the
suggests
else is great.
doesn't
He's
even
right.
exist
Boats
anymore.
Make us
Okay.
vulnerable. We've done this before, though. We have
Okay,
first
so
this.
I am going to pull
If
up a
we
map,
don't do that, we're
everyone.
gonna pull around. We have to go around. I
Here's
know we're
here's
forward, but
here's their map.
every other situation is bad.
Oh, how you doing? So this is their possible travel routes. To I'm just
I
gonna
love how you
block out
cover
all
us.
your faces. The thing is, like, I could show
wait,
Robert.
Hey. Now
Wait,
show
wait.
yourself. Show yourself.
No, I don't don't really need to be in here,
So
but I don't think
the
it's
weather,
large
as you
enough.
see, we have a
Real quick, just for
storm
fun.
approaching up.
Well, hey,
Sork
hang
goes.
on real quick. While we have a viewer, hey, Wes, where would you like to see the Dice Kitty camera placed?
I'm thinking I can lessen this thing and put it right here,
Yeah.
so it's right underneath your chest, where the
Okay.
kitty is anyway.
Oh, like right
Like,
on it.
like,
yeah.
like, oop, shit.
No, undo.
hold on,
Undo.
I fucked something up. What am I? Oh, that was the.
Technology, it's great.
It's. I need to switch over to something new. Players gallery. There you are. Okay. So, I kind of want to put it.
He's saying the same thing. Put it where the names are.
Yeah.
Maybe lower the top of our grid and put our names on top, and then put that right there.
I want to because
Because we can be like, roll them bones.
I
and then do
can
the bones right
lessen your thing a little bit more, and we can take out the names. We can put them over top of you guys, like even floating
there.
in here.
Can you put Wileyverse over you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I can put all that stuff over there.
And then just put our names above us, and then put the kitty right in the middle. It'll be perfect.
See, like I could put Wileyverse over me and move your entire dock up all the way to the top.
Yeah.
And then put that below you.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll mess with the format.
Perfect. Anyway, so in the interim, map time.
No.
Do you have an ability to draw on that during the stream?
No.
That'd
there-
be amazing. Right?
there
All
are
Madden
things-
style.
I-
And then they
I-
moved over here, and then they get.
There are things that would allow me to do that, not in this situation.
Monet.
What I don't like is that they can't see my cursor. So I can't even
I
point out.
do like it
things.
covering your face, though.
Make it. Fuck it. Make it bigger. Who cares? We can talk while we.
Yeah,
Okay.
what the fuck? Yeah.
So I can't. No,
This-
I can't do anything. I'm like, point at it.
So if
Yeah.
you see from here to here,
So
There's
this
a
is
cold front moving in from
yeah.
from over here this way.
So everyone be quiet for just 1 second, and I will
Alright.
discuss. I will discuss some of the overarching logistics of
I
this.
have a
And
plan.
they can see your arrow.
They cannot.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem. That is a problem.
So move it a little bit over. There you go. Cover us.
Okay.
And then give us a direction. Yep. Give us some
Okay.
directions.
So up at the top here, you see there's the big oval that says Drumbar location. That is their goal. Drumbar location is where they're trying to get to. It's all the way on the northern side of the Spine of the World Mountains, facing the glacier, like glacial cap. So they have some things. They have some logistics to work towards. Now, them as a party have traveled very easily. They have onyx horses that never tire as long as they go in one direction. They have a bag of holding that can hold months worth of supplies. They're pretty self-autonomous. They can just ride all day and rest. But they need to take people with them on this. They need to have an expedition. They need to have these dwarves. And those dwarves... good point out on that. We'll get to that in a second. So they need someone with them, or that's one of the things they need. They need help. They want to bring a blacksmith with them, and you can't just bring a blacksmith. You need forge masters. You need forge tendons.
That's
like
right.
these forges are massive. If you think The Hobbit, think the Hobbit movies, those forges that they dealt with when they were in the mountain with Smaug, these are massive arrays of forges, something that can forge a god weapon. They're huge. It needs dozens of people. And dwarves are not just going to send a forge master and his attendants unguarded. I mean, you're good enough, but they're going to send a contingent
They're
with
proud
them.
folk.
Right. So, if they need to get all of this up to there, they have to plan this expedition. So, they have some options.
Excellent.
First is the waterway. The waterway is the quickest way. It is a week or less by water to get from Neverwinter Harbor to Ironmaster. Ironmaster is a dwarven fortress. It is closed to all outsiders. It is the dwarven flagship of the north and the old kingdoms of the dwarves. But with a missive from Greybender and Lockbeard, they would be welcomed with open arms and given a contingent for an expedition up in the north.
I love that we've changed the NPC name to Lockbeard.
Yeah,
That's great.
I'm running with it. That was
so good.
fantastic.
That's-
And I should have known the moment I said he had locks in his beard.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's Lockbeard.
Lockbeard.
Arr. So if they could go on their own, on a ship, get to Ironmaster, and take an expedition from there, depending. I mean, Ironmaster could be in its own situation. But on paper, logistically, it would be the quickest, the cleanest, the fastest route. Of course, that means they're at sea, on a boat, with a dragon chasing them, and they don't exactly know how well they'll be received in Ironmaster. Ironmaster could have been destroyed. You never know. You get there and the entire fortress is gone.
But they will also have a master sailor in their midst.
Oh, no, Ironmaster, you'd be done. Ironmaster is your destination.
No, me.
Oh, yeah.
As
Yes.
a sailing master.
And that's the other thing.
I would
doesn't...
love to answer that question, Wolfmaster.
What is it?
It's a sailing master, right?
What is...
Oh,
system of
yeah.
Venus?
Yeah, he already
We
hit
Yeah,
that.
we said we'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah.
We will get back to that question.
So, the problem with that is that Rofrost is afraid of being at sea with a dragon system. No. I'm not saying that you're afraid.
I am undaunted.
You are concerned that being attacked at sea by a dragon.
With this contingent
The
of
boat
us.
is flammable, and you are sinkable. Those are things to be
I'm-
concerned
Those
about.
are
doesn't mean
absolutely
it's
things.
unsinkable.
Those are real sinkable things.
We have dwarves.
And
we have
he
Lord Stavros.
specifically called... No, there'd be no dwarves with you.
Well, that's bullshit. We can't do that, then.
But specifically...
I know.
Lord Crane tried to deter you from that method,
Yes.
saying he already has 2 ships under his employ. Good luck trying to weed them out of the people that take you up there.
I will weed them.
Okay. So next, so the channel of frozen sails is where they have to get through. It's a shitty channel. It's frozen, almost all the time. You just have to get an experienced pilot to go through it. And Luskin, the place below it, is that place has been decimated and is full of racist assholes. Mm-hmm. Like, they do not like non-humans.
Oh, it says racist assholes.
Right.
But
so
what's Blackford Crossing? Just across the way.
Why don't you let the map reader read the map to us real quick?
So it would be fine. Like, they might think that they could just go up the coastline and go to Luskin and then take a ship there, but they can't because racist assholes. Oh yeah. Thank you.
That's what I wanted.
What are you talking about?
I have a lot of things to talk about.
Oh, Blackford Crossing. That's interior. Don't worry about that.
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, so Mirabar. Covetous miners. So Mirabar is a mining community, and they are covetous assholes. So there's 2 tiers of Mirabar. There is the dwarves of Mirabar, and then there's the humans of Mirabar. They're not all humans, but they're humanoids.
If I may, who's explaining this to us?
Everyone.
Okay.
Anyone that has the expertise.
The course of Neverember.
So, like, when it goes to Luskin, Neverember talks about Luskin. It's been decimated by spell plague, by raiders, by everything. Like, it used to be a huge trading port of the north. It is now literally a 10th its size. Mm-hmm. And they hate everyone.
Okay.
They are just like humans only, hate everyone. There's still some good trade there if you're human. And then when you go to Mirabar, Greybender is talking about them. So Greybender is, we're remaking the Dwarven nations. It's Gauntlgrim, the capital of the old Dwarven nations. We're remaking that, and Mirabar said fuck you to them. They're like, there are dwarves in those mines, and they said, yeah, fuck your old Dwarven nation, fuck your old Dwarven ways.
Modern dwarves.
So they are about profit only. And they are so secretive, it is outlawed to make maps of their town. Really? Even there are no maps of even the top level town where you would go to trade or do anything like that. If they find you with a pen and paper trying to draw locations or anything like that, that is, yep, they take it, burn it, kick you out, if not worse. They are so worried about anyone trying to get into their mines or figure out where they store things that's it. And you're wanting, like, this is like your need. In those mines may be a passageway to the northern face. But trying to convince them to show you and take non-Mirabaran people through that, you'd have to have a very convincing argument.
Well, they're very convincing people, but yeah.
So, Mirabar, covetous miners. I don't think anyone has disguised self here. So now we get to Kessia. Kessia Lupinus. If you've been watching, and I don't know when you came in, Wes. I can't remember the first time and which episode you hit.
Oh, you asked if we had disguised self. Great question.
Yeah.
I think you came in right around the time that this information will be useful.
The only person who might have disguised self is a Yasa.
No.
She doesn't?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Because his names are irrelevant for who you're about to talk about.
So, Kessia Lupinus, I don't know if you were around, but there was the episode where they were trying to get to Castle, they were trying to get to Neverwinter. And along the way, they encountered a group of werewolf hunters. And these werewolf hunters were hunting a werewolf. you bring? What did you bring? Oh.
Hey.
All right, well,
So
locked in.
it is an arcane trickster spell, but he does not have it. You do not have disguise self, correct?
I do not.
Yeah.
We're going.
Oh, you fucking well said,
So
though.
We're Dragonborn. We're going pretty lawful good. Like, underhanded is really like what my clan calls me. Main people.
As far as rogue goes, you're pretty above board.
Pretty nice, yeah.
He's a dungeoneering rogue. Like he is. I'm here to get
yeah.
you past traps
He's
and
a
things.
problem solving.
Lockpicker, scout, trap inspector, that kind of thing. That's really what I do. I'm not a thief. Not a thief at all.
You're an expert.
So Kessia Lupinis on the way to Neverwinter, they encountered a giant and they dealt with some drow and they dealt with all that and then they were on their way. And I asked them as a group, hey, like we could just get to Neverwinter, or you could have another encounter along the way. And they chose to have another encounter along the way. And they failed completely at 3 checks.
Bitch.
And then they ran into some. Ooh, excuse me. That devil just came out. So they ran into some Uthgardi, like Northmen werewolf hunters. They look like hunters, but specifically werewolf hunters. And these werewolf hunters were tracking down this girl, like 16-year-old girl, had her up in a tree and were just hounding her. And they had helped for a little bit, thinking like, oh, well, it's werewolf. But upon seeing the situation, had a change of heart and like, hey, we need to figure this out. And
I love that encounter.
and kind of the werewolf hunters turned against them. They blasted their asses, and they saved this girl who's a werewolf.
I could
But-
have killed a party of 12 except for one person, right? Like,
Yeah.
we
We saved the leader.
The leader. Most of them ran away because there were
they
still.
ran away. That's right.
Because
We
then
knocked
they
the
encountered
leader
with
out.
you. They encountered you again at the gates. If you were there for the Drake battle at the gate, you saw those hunters because they had followed them, and Kessia was with them. Kessia Lupinis.
I was so mad when those
So-
guys came out of the woods. I'm like,
We're
busy.
We're busy fighting first, right?
That was a
We're really busy
That was
right
a bad
now.
time.
I think Ayasa just fireballed them and
Yeah,
got rid of
so
them.
he
Yeah.
charged
She did.
the guy and he ran
She
away.
did.
Yeah, she
And
charged
the leader ran
real
away.
quick. Yeah, he
The
ran
leader
away.
lived. So, but Kessia is a werewolf maiden, and she has a moonstone circlet on her head that allows her to completely control her transformation. So she's like an adherent
we got that
of.
back from. They took that
They took
from
it,
her.
just so
we
they
brought it back
yeah,
to
right.
it.
They had it so that she would be just an animal
I'm
to
kind of
hunt.
curious how they got that from her.
Well, they captured her.
And she escaped. But
Well,
without her
no.
circlet.
No, they captured her.
No, we counted them separately.
Right.
We didn't free her first.
They captured her, took it, and let her go so she could be the animal that
right.
she is.
She was a
So
fox.
they
Bastards,
could hunt her.
Bastards.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
glad
they were,
we
like,
fucked
re-mad,
that
like,
world.
yeah,
we
yeah.
So she is
You
a
ever
adherent
speak to an animalistic
of.
human? You're looking at one.
So she's adherent of Saloon,
Yeah.
and Saloon, the goddess of the moon,
You know, something.
has a circlet that allows her to control her powers and it protects her village. And these hunters captured her, took her away from her village, took her circlet, and sent her off. So they saved her. She helped them at the Battle of the Gates against the Drake, and she lives somewhere beneath Raven Rock amongst the tribes. They know the name of her village. They know about where she's at, and her people may know a pass through the mountains. That's the reason that's up there. So that's kind of the 3 main. Way over there is
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't leave out the
is the-
best option ever.
is the Kingdom of Many Arrows.
Yeah.
The Kingdom of Many Arrows is a massive orc. Is a massive orc horde.
It's a 40K, yo.
Yeah, and I put it on there.
I know, but he doesn't know
Yeah.
40K.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
He really did
doesn't
put it on the
even
map.
know.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
So it's a massive orc horde nation of just hordes, and that's the only other known pass. So
very long way.
So there's no known passes through the mountain.
Excuse the fuck out of me.
Besides going around it, outside the waterway, or through the Kingdom of Many Arrows. So their choices are send a contingent, head to Mirabar with a contingent of dwarves, and plead that these miners that said fuck you to the new Dwarven Kingdom show them a way through the mountains.
We do have Lockbeard. Anyway.
He's not going.
We don't have Lockbeard.
Yeah.
So.
He's going back to Gauntlrun. Because he needs to relearn where he's at in the world. Go find Kessia and hope her people know a path through the mountains, and then take themselves and a contingent of dwarves through that mountain pass. And it's not like dead of winter, but it's always the dead of winter in that northern region. It would be a very perilous journey. Or take a boat, go through the channel of frozen sails and a missive to Ironmaster to try to petition dwarves there and take a expedition straight to where they think the city of Drunbar is. With people that would know what to look for in Dwarven architecture and pathways. So.
And
the orcs.
Or through the Kingdom of Many Arrows. if they get...
I think we should pick that just to put his ass.
The whole thing is that if they go to the Kingdom of Many Arrows, no dwarves are coming with them.
That's fine.
I thought they hated those guys.
They do. They're not going to waste dwarves on them.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I just want to make sure you weren't forgetting
Also,
anything.
wait before Robert talks over the louse fart.
As you were, my lord.
I know you set out these options. I just want to make sure. So there's no going to...
And you can do anything. These are the options that everyone else in the room states.
Yeah, we don't have to do shit.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want.
My thought is, and I'll show this back to you guys in a second, is going through Luskin, which obviously, like, full racist asshole would be like, look, we don't even want to deal with you guys. But traveling along just the beach. Okay. Like, going up through Fire Sheer.
Yep.
And then going along without...
Like, you can travel on foot any of those ways.
So I'm talking about going...
Yeah, he's just trying to go up
here
on foot going up the coast.
So, against the water, everything.
Yeah.
Go through whatever this Fire Sheer is, and then we'll mosey our way up. Just a possible thought.
Yeah. I can also suggest the boating around the Horn into the Sea of Moving Ice. It's tricky, but...
Now, just understand that the difference of time traveling is months on foot versus a week on water.
Absolutely. My plan is on water. We have an experienced and avid sailor with us. We have everybody with magic use.
So, Zernax, you would propose the water route no matter what. You believe that you are that expertise of a sailor, and I'm not doubting you, but that expertise that a dragon will not find us, will not be able to sink us.
I said none of these things. I said only that my skill on the water is unmatched by Dragonborn.
Well, dragons could find us on water or land. And it's just as detrimental either way.
Was it Yasa?
Yes.
It was good.
If I may, my lord.
I am more at home on sea than on horse. I am versed in the ways. My whole life debt to the clan was leaving on purpose to take trade by sea. It is the skill I bring back to Clan Sauer. Like I'm playing Bulldog. You ask my opinion, it will always be the sea.
Fair enough. Rofrost would say you.
We have traveled long with Zyronax, my lord, and I would not doubt his idea of going by the sea. It is, in fact, the most expeditious way if we were not waylaid in our vulnerabilities. And I'm just troubled by his announcement of he will always travel by sea. I, my lord, you know that I am a soldier. I have fought for Goldath. I do not always take the only this or that way path. I look for the most strategically sound path. And as far as Zyronax, oh, hold up. Here you go. It's a skill. Anyway,
by the way, it's
no.
Do not.
No. This is
also, it's expeditious, not expeditious. I just double checked it.
My lord, his counsel is true. That would be the most expedient way if we are not waylaid. Expeditious. Expeditious, yes. That would be the most expeditious path. However, I'm not so convinced that time is so with alacrity against us.
Excuse me.
I think that we should take cover, that we should take a cautious route. Lord, that dragon, disguised as Lord Crane.
No, my previous spelling was way
knew
up.
us.
I missed an E, so it did.
Lord, that dragon, disguised as Lord Crane, knew us, and said that we shouldn't take the seaward route, whilst at the same time suggesting how we should. He was playing a game, challenging us. He wants us to go by sea, or she, and we'll be vulnerable. I will suggest, even though that we are, in fact, just as vulnerable to attacks by dragons, the forces against us cannot take the ground that's beneath us. And we would have the cover of woods. If we go through the Neverwinter Wood onto our allies, it's about 200 miles from here to Gauntlgrim, where we can take respite and cover to see how long that journey would take and what it would sail us upon.
To rebut our kin, Rofrost.
I am not finished, but go ahead.
Having a dragon tell us good luck at sea and then threatening us means that is probably the most imposing path in his opinion. We dare to make the most damage the way he rebuts our progress.
It is true. He would try to force us to go by land.
He also stated good luck with routing our ships from the normals. Whereas I have been a sailor for a long time and we speak in a certain manner. Then I message as we speak in a certain manner.
One thing that he was talking about, and something that we had talked about and hasn't been brought up, if you have a Dwarven contingent go with you, as if to Mirabar or to Kessia, to Raven Rock,
it's way easier.
You have to go to Gauntlgrim first. You have to go with Greybender and Lockbeard to Gauntlgrim to pick up that contingent to go. That's what he was talking about. Go to Gauntlgrim.
And it'll be so much easier, but we have to do parts of what they say to make this work that way.
That's why I was actually just going to make sure that they're okay, given the information we just gave them, that we would travel to Gauntlgrim.
They can't forge anything without our stone?
Yeah.
Nah, they don't give it. The Gauntlgrim people don't give a shit that
a dragon may attack us.
No.
Well,
a dragon may attack you at any time, whatever. But once you get to Gauntlgrim, they're like, fuck dragons.
One thing I will add, my lord, is that as we travel north, whether we go through Gauntlgrim or not, maybe we go up the road. Maybe we go up to sea to Luskin and try our endeavors there. And just smash
we read all the red and black words from the map.
My concern also is in the mountains of the spine of the world of surf. This dragon is intelligent. It might expect us very much so to go to Ironmaster or to Mirabar, perhaps, because they know what's at play. They've calculated. They offer help and connected with knowledge of our travels. They have a knowledge of us. What they don't have a knowledge of is Cessia Lupinus. They do not know our connection with the werewolf.
Cessia.
Kessia.
Sorry.
I said Cessia.
You do.
Kessia.
And yeah,
Kessia.
now if you would have seen her name in writing, I'd have completely understand you saying it Cessia. But
I haven't.
yeah, you've only heard her talking.
Cessia,
It's
sorry.
Kessia.
I'm referencing the map, which is a heart with a C, big capital
It's a C.
C.
There is no such thing as a Caesar dressing because there was no soft C in
Kaiser.
Latin. It was
Do you know
Kaiser.
Caesarea sections are
Kaiser.
also not named after Caesar?
Kaiser.
Caesar. There is no word
Caesar. There's no word Caesar.
The Roman
Caesar.
pronunciation of
Kaiser.
Caesar is Kaiser.
That's
Kaiser.
where the Germans. That's where the Russians. Kaiser.
Yeah. There's no
Now,
Caesar.
now
That's
Caesar
that's
dressing
very
and Caesar
etymology.
salad was
I love knowing this stuff.
that was a guy that made that named Caesar in not San Diego.
Los Angeles.
No, lower.
Anyway, whatever.
But
I would really like to press
Kaiser.
upon...
Her name
okay,
is Kessia.
Yeah,
Kessia Lupinus.
So, if we go up with a hearty contingent, and we can carry supplies for the lot of them, all the ale they want in that magical bag of yours, if we can find Kessia Lupinus in those mountains, that dragon will have no idea what we're searching for. No one would expect us to go to Raven Rock. Why would they? And they have a lifetime experience. They have generations of experience of hiding from the... They would know old roads and trails that none of those people know. And that is my advice.
What was that?
Wrap it up.
Okay.
Sorry for role playing.
Teasing you, man.
One thing that is said to you, it's probably by Greybender and Ifa confirms, is that the Northlands, the spine of the world mountains, are practically infested with white dragons.
Well, fuck them, they're stupid, we'll kill them.
They are dumb. They are the dumbest of the dragons, but they're still dragons.
They're still dragons.
And if they are networked with
Will we not encounter them either way?
well, if there are any up there that are networked with the cult of the Purple Dragon, with Tiamat's cult, they may be on the specific lookout for you.
Well, that aids my point, I say.
Right.
And
I just want to point that out. White dragons plague the Northlands.
as much as I hate to admit it, as your first advisor, the dragon will find us everywhere. It knows everything. It knows everyone. The most expedient path is the best path. The sea is quick. It offers the same dangers. It has the same complications. It has the time.
I would argue that unpredictability of our trajectory is their best protection.
The predictability
They can
of land,
fly faster than we can sail, Xerox.
the predictability of land.
We'll be
is
right
the-
back. We're going to do this as official break time. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
No, that's perfect. Yeah.
But while you guys are here, whether you're breaking or doing whatever, continue this
Yeah, this is a
conversation.
good argument. This is a good argument.
Yeah, no, this is great because there are so many things you can and can't do, or
I would say this is
can
one of my-
try.
This is one of my favorite
So-
periods of this so far because it's very much like our.
I am breaking because I'm going to the bathroom. Everyone can do what they want, but also break off and speak to each other. Have conversations about what's going on, what you want to do, what you want to see. So,
Very well.
I like this is very
What
much like.
I
We should
Pose.
would for once agree with one another so we can choose between the
That's your job.
This is your job.
I think.
This is
Well,
the first time that
I'll sit back down.
Fireflies come up with like you're the captain,
I
man.
think the
He's got a good
two.
idea.
Are you on to play again?
I'm just up to get him.
I think.
I might pee, but I'll feel
I think the two options are coming down to that they're arguing about is going by sea
Right, or
or going to find Kessia.
Yes.
Alright.
So
We have the
it's
cover of the
sea
Never
Cassia.
Winter Wood. We have the cover of the Never Winter Wood on the way.
Already.
Then you pick.
Not if we
We'll
sail.
follow you.
Not if we sail. We don't have that cover if we sail.
We've never fought your decision.
We are
We've
sitting
only
ducks.
fought amongst ourselves.
Although, hi, Wolfmaster. Although, if we did go by sail, you'd be... I would only be comforted by that, but the
it's
fact
not
that you
just-
were leading that expedition.
It's not just that I'm useful at sea. It's that I can make others better at sea.
I know.
Yeah. We're on
I spoke to your ability.
But when we're on land, we're just us.
We are just
and
us.
We're great. We're really good. Both of these paths are fantastic.
But a red dragon can take a wooden boat from underneath us. A red dragon could not take the very earth from beneath us.
A red dragon can burn the forest behind, in front, beside us in a wing. In one swoop, it could encapsulate us
in the interest of safety for our party. That is a very good. I will say that is a very good point.
It's the same as a boat. A red dragon.
It's not the same as a boat, though.
A red dragon makes every terrain a boat.
We can hide for caves.
A red dragon makes every terrain a boat. It'll burn everything. It'll burn a house.
Gonzo Grim might know underground paths. Where would a red dragon go there?
We would have to be. Damn it! We would have to be real careful about how we get to Gonzo Grim.
We have.
So I would rather be. It's going to take weeks to get there. Weeks.
Months. A week.
To Gonzo Grim?
To Gonzo Grim, it's going to take. It's less than 100.
Even weeks.
It'll take
even
weeks
still
to
means
get
months. There. Yeah, weeks can be a month and a half. It's going to take a long time to get there. Weeks would bring us to the frozen sea.
Dragons live a very long time. They would. I mean, a dragon. If you've read the war history between our people and our former dragon masters, they will set traps waiting. So sure that we will walk into them 100 years.
So for
now.
the points of this break, I see the merits of your path. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I do see the merits of your path too.
You come up with a couple of sentences to give Savroth.
I'm
going to give a couple of sentences to Savroth. Right. He's going to make his decision after we come back. It's all you, Dayton.
This is what I live for. You should see. So
not overcautious. He will kill us. He will kill us.
I have in the past once.
Wait, what boat is enchanted? Is the boat really enchanted?
Where were we talking about this?
No, there's no enchantment. But that was a lie from the dragon that's threatening us.
Oh, so the Lord Crane had said that he had already chartered 2 boats, which are under his employ. Kind of. Like, he's like, 2 boats that would take you there are already mine. Yeah, good luck figuring them out. So, if they decide to go by sea, this Lord Crane has implanted that they may be picking a boat that is already loyal to Lord Crane, the dragon, and may be against them. So I have to say that outside of this, unless you guys have some talking to do, and I think you have some meetings, so like this is my favorite part, especially these big open discussions, and it's one of my favorite parts about Shadowrun, when I would just spill out like, here's the security of the building you need to get to, here's what you've seen, here's what you do, here's what's around it, here's what's this. And you guys had to make a plan to get into those places. Yeah. I made some elaborate fucking
some of my favorite dungeons were in Shadowrun that you made.
We'd break, and I would send them a text.
You would make things that you didn't know how to break into.
I didn't, and that's the whole point, because I have an NPC in it.
You were just like, what would they have?
Like, this is what they have. This is a real building. It has real security.
Yeah.
And I would point out, like, okay, you spent 3 weeks surveillancing this building. Here's everything they have. And I would do that on the in-between sessions, and I would send them that information. And
little social media groups.
And then
Shadowrun was probably the most difficult to play.
Oh my god!
It took a lot of time.
It's very good though.
But what happened was it would roll over. Like tonight is the Decker's game.
Yeah.
Tonight is the Face's game.
What I tried to do was.
All right, we're running out of time though.
No, we're not.
We have a fucking hour and a half. Yeah, come on. So what I would say is, in between 2 sessions, I would put out the entire tell me how many weeks of surveillance you do. And then I would write out everything they see.
It's a good system.
And they would look at it. And then we would get together and an entire session would be planning.
Yep.
They'd tell me exactly what they were going to do. Okay, just like those movies, like the heist films.
Yep.
We're going to go here. I'm going to put position here. We're going to cast this spell here. We're going to fake this guy. We're going to get credentials. We're going to get uniforms. Bam, bam, bam. And okay. And then the next session would be the actual run.
So this
was fantastic.
As he describes this, as all of us have played Shadowrun with him, and this really did play out. Where like we would have a couple sessions where like we would actually start at the bar for like half an hour, have a couple drinks, come back here with food, eat, talk about the heist, get it all done, joke around, learn nothing. One of us would be too drunk, shit like that would happen. Then when it was like, this is the session, like we're going down, like we would show up at the bar and be like, soda waters, or like, one beer, and we would come down here and we would get to fucking work. It was literally like a real heist. Like it was, it's like a real heist. Like we would get into it. It was so much fun.
It would be kind of
Shadowrun
cool.
was, like I said,
it would be kind of cool.
Shadowrun
Shadowrun
was really hard to play because it takes a lot of building and a lot of talking and thinking, and then like just handfuls of dice and running.
That's the biggest problem is that combat.
I loved it though.
Combat is great,
so
but one combat could take
beautiful.
way too long, and for a format to do this, I would love to do the format.
Get the hang of it.
I love to do the format where we would do the information dump. We'd come into an entire planning session, and we come back for the run session. But the run session would be like 2 to 3 times longer, so I might have to streamline some roles.
It's too much. It's not conducive. I don't think Shadowrun was streamed right. Like you would really need to be invested. There would be. Each mission would be a 10-hour movie.
Oh, I loved it.
Like you'd have to sit down and hang out. Like Wes, I know you're here all the time, and good for you. But if we played Shadowrun,
hey, good morning. My God, where are you?
Good morning.
Are you
in Vietnam? You just said.
Oh yeah, it would be like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, it would be.
Yeah, there he is, but we've talked to him before.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's right, Sonia's. Have you followed us? Have you made the little shing show up on our screen? Yes.
7:06 a.m.
Yeah, I was right. I was off by an hour. Shit.
Or p.m.
Netherlands.
Hey. Nice. Welcome.
So now that you've just gotten here, we are deciding what to do about finding a forge to create what we consider the god weapon. We've marked out a couple of possible paths, one by sea, one by land. It's obviously up to our Lord and Savior here, Savroth. Please show the map. Savroth, my bad. As Xernax the Underhanded has spent a lot of time at sea, he has suggested that we take a sea route up to the channel of frozen salts and land at Ironmaster with a contingent. Excuse me.
So this is the map. They're trying to get to that oval at the top there, which says Drumbar location. They're trying to get to the city of Drumbar on the northern face of the Spine of the World Mountains. So the decision has come down to either going to where it says Kessia Lupinus, which is a northern tribe that they have relationships with, or to go by boat, which is the blue line along the shore, up to the Cape or the Channel of Frozen Sails to Ironmaster and get Dwarven allies to help them further their expedition.
I feel like, oddly, I'm taking the underhanded suggestion.
You're not.
I am. You're like cover through woods.
So hang on.
Those woods are terrible.
So what we were,
I know.
Where we are right this moment is that I'm arguing the sea route, he's arguing the land route, and we've gotten to the point where Savroth.
A decision needs to be made.
The land is going to give us the most experience. It's going to take months versus weeks. Sorry, it's going to take weeks versus days, that kind of thing.
Weeks versus
Yasa,
weeks versus less weeks.
Yasa has something to say.
Let's hear what Yasa has to say.
Yep. There's no water near Gauntlgrim. There's no other options. If we get sunk at sea and make it to land, we can always seek out Kessia afterwards.
Wait, so what? Sorry.
You can go from sea to land. You can't go from land to sea, is what she's saying.
Okay, I gotcha.
Because once you go north, there's no other ports besides Luskin, which aren't going to give you safe passage.
Yep. So now we need, for Savroth's benefit, for his decision, your argument. I'll go my argument, unless you want me to go first.
Okay, very well. My argument is that we go with the contingent of well-endowed dwarves to Gauntlgrim. Oh, sorry. Should I not suggest it, my lord?
We do milestones.
Is something in my strategy funny, my lord? No. So we
we do milestones.
Rofrost's suggestion is to go from Neverwinter to Gonzagrim to crouch ourselves with allies and to go into a place where the dragons cannot possibly predict us to go, which is to seek the help of the werewolves, of whom's queen we rescued. To find
what
they're
not all werewolves. Kessie is the only werewolf.
She wears a crown. Okay,
she wears a circlet.
Okay, to find Cassia Lupinus. Cassia Lupinus. To find a different way between her navigation of the mountains and the dwarves that we would be bringing along with us, their savvy of tunneling, we can find a way to Drunbar from there that the dragons cannot predict and could not form an ambush against us. It is a slow but very safe route, I feel. That's your military advisor's advice.
Commissioning a boat requires commissioning sailors, those skilled at travel and at sea. Included with is a skilled first commander from a boat, one you know very well. It is the quickest, it is the fastest, it is vulnerable, but not like the flammability of a forest. Not like
because birds aren't flammable, yes.
Not like the hindrance of a large party. The boat moves as a single piece. All parties involved, all weapons involved. Immediate, instant, and we land in days, not in months.
He speaks truth, my lord. It is...
The fear of death at water is something you must contend with.
They actually had so the underhand... is a sailor, but the other ones had some trials at sea and came out on top. A Sahagin invasion of their boat, pirate takeover of their boat. They are experienced.
They didn't take it over?
Well, they boarded. I said not takeover. Mm-hmm. Sorry, a pirate boarding.
I was like, I'm a fucking pirate. You don't tell me they did not take my ship.
They have experience at sea. They, as the entire group, the underhand Xeranax there.
No cracking yet.
The Xeranax has a lot of experience at sea. He is a sailor. They are worried because a dragon is on their tail. Red.
And basically,
if you take it at face value.
And basically, Rofrost is saying that we would be super vulnerable that a dragon is chasing us if we're on a boat.
Our boat would be flammable, but my argument is that the forest we travel through is just as flammable.
And all the dwarves you're trying to escort.
It might be a problem, you're right, but everything that we bring through the forest, we can be separated, we can be split, the fire can kill chunks, we can be cut. At sea, we move as a unit. I might even be able to procure 2 boats so we can make a distraction boat. There's all kinds of things we can do at sea. Distraction boat.
And Gonzagrim might know tunnels underneath.
If you get there after months of walking or riding, and you have dwarves with you.
Yeah, and they might be good at fighting dragons.
They're also not fast.
No.
They're not on Onyx Chargers going...
That's fine.
50 miles, 100 miles a day.
Yeah, and that is right. And I will reiterate that...
That's Rofrost's point. We can't hide at sea.
You guys have made your arguments. It's time. A decision must be made, Lord.
What I was going to say was that we've come at an impasse. Your servants serve you. We only present our opinions. You can make your own.
And I feel like we supported each other's parts of each other's ideas. Like we're just advisors. We're advisors to the Lord Savra.
Inspiration's over there.
What? Inspiration? I already had it.
For shaking hands?
No, it is new campaign.
No, for making
it was a new session, so you haven't.
I got it now. So we gave you some good information. But we do.
We have
Lord
counsel-
Savroth,
We have counseled our Lord, and now the Lord must make a decision.
what is your final answer?
Against my better
It's like
judgment.
a showcase showdown. $34,326.
Against my better judgment, and given the advice of Rofros, I will say we will attempt to go by sea.
As you will, my Lord.
As long as Xernex can find us these ships, because if he fails in that regard, we will be going by land because we will have no other choice.
So make preparations every nautical mile, my Lord. You will get us there.
All right.
2 boats will be at our service.
So, between Neverember and his pull and all that stuff, you were like, do you want to go yourself down and interview these people, or do you want him to scout? Because, hold on.
All right, hold on.
I just want to mention this to you. Crane, the dragon, if he has servants out there... Oh, I should say this. So you've made your decision.
Yes.
Right. So that gray cloak comes back. You've been in here for like hours, going over maps, deliberations, provisioning. What happens if you go this way, go that way. An entire group of what looks like adventuring heroes comes in with that gray cloak that left and says, Lord Crane has vacated his quarters and is nowhere to be found. We counted, and this is one of Neverember's servants, like we counted at least 50 servants in his employ, and none of them can be found now. We don't know where they are in the city.
It's not surprising.
Is there something that determines them? Is there a facial marking, a haircut?
They all had uniforms his servants had uniforms. They had crests of their nation from the Grey Peaks. We can send people out to look for those, detain and question any we find. And Neverember gives that command. Unless you stay it. Unless you don't want that to happen.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
It's not that. No, sorry, not that I don't want that to happen.
Right.
I think that's useless. But that's fine.
So, but to say
If we
that...
had a mark, we could look at the back of necks and stuff.
No, yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
To say, like, they've all ditched their uniforms. They have just dissolved into the populace or left the city.
Good.
We don't know where they are.
Honestly.
All right. So, that being said, if you wanted to go down there personally, remember that if he has agents on the pier, he'd see what boats you go to. But through proxy, through Neverember, and through IFA, you can send Grey Cloaks, you can send servants to go make contact and find out information for you.
I mean, disguise self, damn it. Alright.
Hold on. You're still in the chamber saying that. Do you say that out loud?
No, I don't say that out loud. No, I don't.
All right. Okay.
I'm an angry arcane trickster at the moment. Because I know what's laid out in front of me.
Viva la France.
Viva la France to Jim Battles!
Viva la
God
France.
damn it. Viva la France. Fucking asshole.
Are the Yellow Jackets still going?
Shut up. No one cares.
I care.
No, I'm just kidding.
Who?
Oh, sorry. Let me into my sports. Yes, Yellow Jackets have shown no signs of stopping at this point.
Interesting.
Despite having many concessions made in their favor, they continue to camp out, and he's consumed the most alcoholic beverages.
Have I?
Yes, that's him down there.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that would be me.
All right, so...
Are you sure you don't say that out loud?
No, I have not drink the most alcoholic beverages.
Not you. Saying that out loud.
Off GM recommendation twice, I might have muttered it in an angry fit because it would be nice if I could go myself.
Oh!
Aoife? Yeah, I wanted to speak to Aoife.
It's like I have alter. I can change your appearance.
Oh, God damn it! All right.
Well, how exciting!
Alter person. Yeah.
Very tan, dirty sea captain.
Okay.
Who's missing?
Actually, as you start, like, I should be, and she goes, no. We shouldn't discuss this in front of anyone.
Just kidding.
And she'll take you off alone. Like,
let's do it.
You guys duck into, like, go off into Survivor's Enclave.
Perfect.
Duck off somewhere into a dark corner, and she just like
colloquial sea captain, whatever it looks like around here, grizzled, aged, missing a limb or toe, something like that. Obviously, sea boom.
All right.
I'm going to make a point that after that encounter with Crane, I'm going to be like pretty much glued to the side outside.
Good idea. I mean, last time you were glued to his side, you were in a room with a drake jumped outside.
Yeah, jumped out the window.
I'm going to distract the drake.
Well, that was my intent, wasn't it?
Hey, wait. That interaction went really well.
It did.
It went really well.
You thought he died, and then you died.
I thought he died after I jumped.
We did our job to the letter. This guy was fine.
Okay.
We ran that fucker off. That was all good. So you can go sleep easy at night knowing that me and Rofrost on your side.
So you guys can give advice as the quiet little buzzing in the ears and stuff like that, but now he is off on his own scouting out ships. So this is Neverwinter Harbor. Neverwinter Harbor has a ton of ships in it. It is on the ocean. It's one of its primary things is sea trade.
Real quick, the tiefling's name
was
a dragon.
Crane.
Yeah.
Okay.
His name was Vinith Crane.
Yeah, I don't need that name anymore.
Okay.
Vinith Crane of the Grey Peaks.
Vinith Crane of the Grey Peaks. Okay, so there are 5 vessels that are available to take you north. 3 of them because they go there. 2 of them because they'll charter anywhere.
Perfect.
So,
let's start with the 2 that will charter there.
Both of the vessels that'll charter anywhere are Minton vessels. They're from Mintarn. The entire old guard, the city guard here are Mintarn.
What?
Oh, 2 gin bottles! Money? Wait, did you give money?
He gave us
It just said he
$2.
tipped.
What?
Oh my god.
What? That's
I didn't think I'd have to do this, but...
Listen, 2 gin bottles. We're gonna buy a.
I didn't know you could do
We're
that.
gonna buy
on
a
your
kitty.
channel.
We're gonna buy a kitty cam because you can see our dice rolls. That money's going right to the kitty cam.
yeah.
Excellent.
Oh shit, yeah, excellent. Yeah, that's great.
So
Yes.
thank you for that. Oh my god.
It did the same thing, but it was
Yeah.
like...
It was orange.
And what did it say?
It said 2 gin bottles tipped
Tipped.
$2.
Okay. Because I can't remember if I changed, because you could change the dialogue, and I can't remember, like, I thought I might have changed, like, funded the party or something like that, but thank you for that.
Yeah,
That's going to go towards
Super
our
great.
fun.
Yeah.
That's
Amazing.
cool.
Came
Hey,
in our
$2
pants
is
a
still
little
money. Let's do it.
That's amazing.
$2.69. That's the most. Hey, you know what, Wolfmaster? That's the most we've ever.
This is
been
the
to.
highest bidder we've had here.
His name
You are
should
now a
We have
sponsor.
to put like above your head. It should be like highest bidder. 2 gin bottles.
Yeah. Thank you.
2 gin bottles.
Thank you, 2 gin
Thank
bottles.
you, ginger bottles.
All right, so
All right, so there's of the 5, 2 are Minton ships. They are the same, like the mercenaries of there. If you remember, like the mercenaries from Mintarn are at odds with the Grey Cloaks, they used to be separatists, and now they're going, Neverember is okay. But Mintarn, and you absolutely know this with your sailing knowledge, is a pirate nation.
Mm-hmm.
They are a free law, free harbor place. Okay? So the 2 Mintarn ships, the 2 Minton ships are the Crossdrift and the Bandarma.
Let's start at the Bendarma.
Bandarma is captained by Oleia Azaparte. And I'm going to tell you about the other. Hold on, before Oleia I'm going to tell you about the other 3 ships as well. So the other 3 ships, because you just got information on the harbor. So the other 3 ships that are going there anyway. Calm down.
Say her name one more time.
Oleia Azaparte. Whoa, 2 gem bottles. Tip $5.
Holy shit.
What? Fucking rolling.
Oleia.
Olaia.
Oleia.
Azaparte.
Dragonator? As opposed to a navigator.
A-I-Z.
Sorry, it's
A-I-Z.
it's too late. It's Hawaiian.
He's a dragonator.
She's Dominican.
Sorry, Oleia.
Oh, she's Dominican.
But you can read that,
Azaparte.
right? Read that real quick.
Olea Asapate.
Okay.
There you go. I wrote it down phonetically.
The other 3 vessels are...
I want you to take note because you're doing the ship adventures.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The ship adventures.
Right.
Take a page of my book. I know. You're welcome.
The other 3 vessels are the Boltuf Knifer. Boltuf Knifer is a northern vessel. Like it is a captured 3-mast vessel, but it has a dragon on the front that has obviously been taken from a longboat. So a group of longships from Utgard took a trading vessel, captured, and made it their own. And it's filled with Norse people. Like, these are like Kessia type people. So the Boltuf Knifer, the High Shoal is a Waterdavian vessel. Waterdeep is one of the biggest cities in the entire world for Forgotten Realms.
Because I would have skinny to him. What was it that Lord Crane said that one of these
You're
2?
nowhere near me.
The 2 of these 3.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying...
Whiskey Whiskers? What?
Hey, Whiskey
Where
Whiskers.
you been, buddy?
Where's
What's
the-
happening?
Lame
Where's
Shane?
the Lame Shane?
Right here.
No, the Lame Shane's next door.
Oh, yes, that's the...
So the High Shoal is a Waterdavian vessel. It is a merchant ship.
High Shoal.
The High Shoal.
Waterdavian.
And it is already heading north for trade with Luskin, but they will take you to Ironmaster.
And
The right price, I'm sure.
their flag.
Their what?
Their flag. Their shoal. Their...
High Shoal is Waterdavian, so they're from Waterdeep. They're a merchant vessel from Waterdeep.
Their flag looks like a dragon wheel.
It's
important.
it's a merchant ship. The High Shoal is
It's a
a
hand of the queen.
Scales. Perfect. Too late.
Nope.
It's scales.
Scales.
It's a mountain.
On a mountain.
Mountain made from scales.
Scales, yeah.
Sure. And then the last one is the Siren's Tithe.
Yeah, you and me both.
The Siren's Tithe is also a Mintarn vessel, but the vessel itself is out of Olimber, which is known for its shipwrights. They are a taciturn, hate everyone kind of nation.
I like them.
But she hails from Mintarn because that's where she does her business. But the ship is Olimber itself. The Siren's Tithe. So,
Flag.
the Siren's Tithe is a mermaid singing.
What's the
So you're talking about
knife?
flag?
Fork knife stream?
Fork knife stream? No fork knife stream here.
What?
Fortnite.
Oh. Do you play that on the Tuesday stream?
No.
Oh.
No, it's only 2 gin
That's
bottles.
So the cross drift has basically winds crossing each other. It looks like X's.
That's Oleia Spartes.
And then the
Oleia Spartes is the crosswind?
no, Bandirma is the Esparte.
And 2 of these vessels are
Perfect.
supposedly in the control
What?
of Lord Crane, a.k.a. the Red Dragon of service to Tiamat.
Lame Shane. It is a real thing, and there it is, right there.
Oh my god,
There's
that
a
really
link
does
that
exist.
That really does exist.
Oh, no. All right, so real
Story
quick,
time.
while we're on fucking stream, let me explain this real quick. So, one night,
Can we clip this to show Shane later?
he knows. So we were playing
Missy has
we were playing a real.
What
We ended up playing a real short.
Fucking Firefly
RPG, which is RPG like this.
It's so
good. We had a lot of fun doing it. It's a
You
lot
can't
of trouble for the
take
GM.
Sky from
It's
me.
a lot of trouble for the GM. He's got to write sideways advances. He's got to write pluses and minuses. He's got to make these cards. It's just terrible. It's terrible.
And,
it's
and
hard
trouble
him.
for certain players.
It's just tough. So
His brother.
yes. So as a joke, we were going over ship names. What are we going to name our boat? What are we going to name it? We had several names, and then my boss, his boss, at the bar that we work at, his name is Shane. Came over, he's like, "What are you guys going to name your boat?" I said, "We're going to call it the Lame Shane," and he went, "Oh no!" And as soon as he went, "No," we were like,
he said,
"Boom."
He said, "Don't name it that."
Yeah, we're like, "No, don't do that."
Don't name it
Like,
that.
as soon as that, we're like, "Boom!" It's Lame Shane. So then we started coming up with like bullshit names for it, like
Shippy McShipface.
the Lame Shane, the Lame Shanus. Like we drew a little picture where it was like a leprechaun with a cane. Well, he took so much offense to that name that he wouldn't let it go.
This is the owner of the bar.
So as a joke one night,
That
where
they
I
work
work there.
You do work. You both work.
I work there.
And we partnered up on this.
So as a joke, I didn't even work there yet. The other bartender whose job I took, I was like, "Hey, we should put this on Urban Dictionary." She said, "Let's do it." So we put it on Urban Dictionary.
So we came up with a definition.
Came up with the definition.
I came
which-
up with a definition.
He came up with the definition. That's fine. Who cares? You can argue it out other
Because of his
times.
back pain. I came up with that
Anyway, we came up with the
You came up
definition.
with a
We
name,
put it into
right?
to
I
Urban
came up with the
Dictionary,
name.
but you couldn't find it.
And I
So we had to go to
came up with a
new. We had to
definition.
vet new sources. Then I found
And
it
he
after
did the-
refreshing the page a couple of times.
And then we all
After we
uploaded the
refreshed
shit.
it, I was like, "Oh, you can
didn't
like
do any of
this."
that.
So everyone started refreshing. I was like, "Hey, everybody, refresh." So everybody started refreshing. We started liking it over and over again. What ended up happening was we went to a second vetting source, which was category, and put it underneath sexual implications or sexual titles, something like that. And it goes
Very
through
popular
so it
topic.
goes through a second vetting source. Since everybody was already on board, we kept refreshing and liking, refreshing and liking, refreshing and liking, and this fucking term went into Urban Dictionary. It is permanent. Urban Dictionaries have been around for 18 years.
It's the #1 result of Lame Shane.
If you
On
Google
Google.
Lame
Yeah.
Shane, you
Do it
find
now.
the definition that we came
Try
up
it
for
at
with
home.
Lame Shane, and that I and other people at the bar pressed into Urban Dictionary. I didn't even know that was on my bucket list, but I can die happy. That was great that happened. And then one night when I was drunk and I was very upset about it, I confessed that I was the orchestrator
Nothing
of
ever
this.
even came up. Like he just like, I made a term about you on Urban Dictionary, and like, no, you never had to say that
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Every
in your
hope he
life.
does.
It's because everybody else kept buying mugs and bringing them to fucking Missy.
Well, no, Missy bought a mug.
Missy. I
Yeah,
can't.
she's allowed to.
All right,
can't
so
take notes.
no.
I've done.
Come on.
I've made notes.
You're not done yet.
Yeah.
All right,
Not
so
done yet.
those are the 5 vessels that'll take you
I've
north.
only got 4 of them down.
Next page.
The Crossdrift, the Bendirma,
The
The
cross
Botolf-
drift was not the Bendirma. Sorry, I thought the I was asking you what the coat of arms was for the Bendirma. What was the flag for Bendirma?
the flag for the Bendirma
Very good
is
questions, by the way.
it is a saber cutting through a coin.
No, I don't like it. And what did we have for breakfast this morning?
Perfect. And then the crosswind.
You had falling from Castle Never.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you were at the Beach Leviathan for breakfast, so
Was
you
it-
had
yeah,
an
we
omelet.
did.
Yeah, we had
An
an omelet.
omelet. Is there no food at the
All
war
right, so
room?
then I haven't not taken.
Well,
my
that's
notes
not breakfast,
then,
is
so
it? You ate breakfast
Yeah.
before you went.
Good point.
Okay, so there's technically 3 Mintarn vessels, but 2 are specifically Mintarn.
got that. I didn't
The
write that at all.
Crossdrift, the Bendirma, the Bolt Hero's Knife, the High Shoal, and the Siren's Tithe.
I am leaning. I wanted to talk to the Bendirma first because
All right.
Olea Saparte is
The Bendirma is an impressive vessel. It's pretty ostentatious. Gilded, painted well. There's people scrubbing the hell out of it.
How dare you?
When you walk up,
Hey.
can't calm down.
Yeah, Mitch.
No, you.
Me?
You.
Me?
You.
What?
That's his drink.
So, I know. It's okay. The more you drink of it, the less he has.
Excuse me. I am the voice of reason in this party.
Begin.
So, you are meeting...
For better or worse.
What's your persona?
Apical.
So Mintarn, anytime I say Mintarn, there's 3 Mintarn vessels. Absolutely, they are pirate vessels.
I am so very much the voice of goodness and righteousness and straightforwardness in this party. Whether that has anything to do with reason, well, I think so, but...
Wow. Nice. Okay.
It's too good.
That's fantastic. Alright. Sorry. Let's get back on track here.
Right. Here we go.
Quiet.
Here we go again.
So you have a persona. You have a persona right now of a grizzled captain.
A salty fuck from the upper seas who's ready to go back to the cold. Right. Any of your wags ready for eruption and pushing? Let's do it.
They just gave us money. Could you?
Wait. When? Did more people give us money?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Could you?
This is a fake accent of Michael Caine and Dungeons and Dragons.
It's
there is no Sword Coast.
It sounds like a
bastard
child.
No. It sounds like the Sean Connery from Celebrity Jeopardy mixed with Michael Caine.
Yeah,
it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Keep going.
It's fantastic.
Keep on. Inspiration.
So,
it's not real.
I'll give you mine.
Fantastic.
It's not real. Can't have double inspiration when we talk about this.
So you go to meet with Olaya. How's her birthday? She is a dark-skinned, light-eyed, amber-eyed woman, and seems young to be a captain of a ship. But she moves and sits and assesses the area like she's ready to kill everyone in the room.
So as I board her ship, I pass her to starboard and lean against the back railing and look back over the gangplank up, like I belong there for some reason, even though I don't.
She stands at a distance away and kind of like, folds herself, but you see that all of her hands and feet are in positions to access weapons and move her. And the crew is inexplicably working around her in ways that they're not doing anything. They're scrubbing the deck or polishing a knob somewhere. But they're all like sitting there ready for their weapons to come out.
So once I witness this, I take my money pouch out and kind of toss it a couple times, look in it, and kind of and start to make my way back to the gangplank to exit the ship.
Anything of that, Wiley? Huh?
She let you walk off her ship?
Oh, shit.
I turn on the gangplank.
Sorry, go on.
No one else is here for this, right? He's doing
No, it was by my stupid self. And I feel like I've lost my...
We're watching from the next boat over, just laughing at
I've lost my accent at this point.
You haven't said anything.
Well, but I've said it earlier to you guys. Fine ship, fine ship. I wonder how it does in the cold.
Well, it's no icebreaker. But we have other means of getting through cold water.
I didn't say cold water. I said cold. Cold ice, wind, weather, snow, sleet. Horrible environment.
There's not waters in this world that the Badamera cannot traverse.
She looks good. She looks good. She looks tired. What are you asking for travel up north a bit?
Well, we've just dropped cargo. We pick up some things here and there. But if you have coin to pay, she'll take you anywhere.
I didn't ask you if you take coin. I asked you what you're charging for travel.
Well, coin is what we ask for travel here.
Damn it. This guy D&D's, damn it.
Yeah, he fucking does, man.
Well, I belong to no merchant house. I'm not ledgering against grain or ore. Coin speaks in ports. Coin speaks in my eyes. She points to her amber-colored eyes, which almost look like gold coins.
I nod. I agree with what you're saying. I have coin. I have, however...
Insight check.
Insight.
Yep.
Try playing a deviant archer elf once. That sort of comes up almost every session.
Ooh.
Feeling good?
What?
What was it?
What?
Natural 20.
Oh!
This girl's mercenary as fuck and probably already bought.
So I can see that this
Killer
won't...
bias. Sorry.
I can see this won't work for my purposes. It's missing a few things. I just feel cold standing on the deck, and I walk off.
She shrugs and walks away. You get the feeling also from that natural... Was that a natural 20?
Natural.
Yeah.
Natural
Okay.
20.
So, yeah, you get the feeling that she was waiting for someone else to come on board. You feel like you've just dodged a bullet.
Yeah, right? You can't just...
That's pirate
you
senses.
can't tell me that shit. Anyway.
Yeah,
Alright, so...
Yeah.
Well, you know, as much as I want to hit the crosswind, let's do the Bulltooth Knifer next.
Boltooth knifer.
She might have been paid by Lord Crane.
You think?
What?
Oh, okay.
Who buys,
This just in, Rofrost with the late breaking news.
who buys
Yeah,
boat
that was
mercenaries?
that was totally one of the boats that was bought by.
I told you I
That's
could do
pretty
this.
much what I just said.
This is
Natural
literally
20.
my job.
I'm not there.
It's literally... I know, but it's literally my job to fence out.
All right.
It's pretty impressive. I think it's pretty impressive for me, for Rofrost to suss that out
I think it's pretty impressive.
by the fact that he's
No.
not there to hear any of that. He's
That
like,
was-
I think that
That was
one of
pretty
the-
good for Robert to suss out.
Inspiration.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. No.
All right, carry on.
Bolter knifer.
I really gotta use
Bolt of
I gotta
knifer.
use that. Oh, big Dave, make drinks.
All right.
I'm a Robert.
Dayton.
Somebody make drinks. I got a piece of that.
Oh.
We're taking a quick break.
We're gonna take a quick
Breaking
break.
news, Robert, catch
Nope.
them.
We're gonna do a Robert thing. Well,
Yeah, please do.
Oh yeah, split. No, that means I'm here.
Actually, are we? Because we're not with him.
you're not with him.
Are we
You're
still
doing
with
whatever
the
you want.
others?
You can do whatever you want. You can hang out with.
'Cause at
So
some
everyone's
point,
kind of breaking.
Come off.
you
Lockbeard and Greybender and the Dwarven contingent want to kind of go off
This is
and,
why I
on
do
their
my
own.
finest work. Okay.
So you can do whatever you want with Neverember, his group, the dwarves in their group, or anyone else individually.
You'd asked us earlier if we're going to talk to Aoife about the good thing.
Anything.
I would have
Glad
told
to be
her,
that.
hey, if you have a minute during one of these times, Rofros would like to speak with you.
All right. So
Oh shit, my lord.
Iffa
What?
so Iffa walked off with Xeranax to go disguise him, and then the group broke up. But you said you were not leaving his side.
No, I am.
Okay.
I'm. Do you remember in our first session how
yeah.
I was like,
No. Yep.
I'm
You're his
finally
defender.
back to that
You're
mode.
defender, his champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. So she comes back in, and he's in prayer and meditation, relaxing. He's looking over maps. And there's a knock at the door, and you're at Neverember's. So you're in a chamber at Neverember's. You're not back at the Beach Leviathan at the moment, which is where your rooms are. And Neverember has offered rooms in Survivor's Enclave in his personal manner. If you didn't want to be on your own because this dragon is out after you.
Okay.
So, but you're in there right now for the time being. Whether you stay there, that's your night or whatever. You're just in there looking over stuff, going over the plans.
I imagine this whole discourse took quite a while.
So there's a knock on the door. It's a light knock.
And inside is he? He's
gone.
He's okay.
Remember,
okay.
So Ifa and him went off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
You are with Ayasa.
Well, that's just racist.
You're with Ayasa and Savroth in a chamber in Survivor's Enclave, and there's a light knock on the door.
Okay. I will. I creak open the door.
Oh, hi! It's Ifa.
Ifa.
Yeah.
Ifa.
And she kind of like, even if like you open the door a little, she just kind of like, oh, hi! And then, like, kind of like...
She slips in.
Boop, boop, boop. Like,
undauntedly, you might want to say.
What a great place they put you up in. Oh, I love this room. It's so good. I love the view. Yeah, okay, the curtains are closed. I get why.
I thought the same about the curtains. I can say the view could have been. I gotta say, in the castle. I really hope you do take that castle. It just. I'm sorry.
I'd love to get Castle Denver. It looks like it has the best view out of
everyone. Greatest view.
Amazing, right?
Yes.
Oh, I just wanted to tell you that
I wanted you to tell me.
Xerinax has been altered. He looks like a human, and he's going off to talk to the captains to try to secure you guys'
He
passage.
is very susceptible to those things. I swapped the scale for that very purpose.
Well, I put a little scry on him, so I'm keeping an eye on him, just in case he gets into trouble, and I'll let you know immediately if he gets into trouble.
I trust your intent. I have been told to trust your intent. It doesn't matter. You come here. Did you just come to tell me this, or is there something else I can help you with?
Well, no, I'm your page. I'm your liaison to Never.
Oh, a page. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You must forgive me. I am a soldier, a military person. I'm not used to the pagery.
I'm your squire, I guess.
Are you?
No, there's another
I clean
word.
my own armor. I hope that's not an offense.
There's another word for the person that's attached to the commander and keeps everything going.
I always like the word lieutenant.
No, it's something else. And actually, there is a word. Like the commander of an old military had a adjunct.
Oh, an adjunct.
Yeah, an adjunct.
I like that word too.
He's like, I'm like your adjunct. I'm supposed to be here to keep all the paperwork and liaisons in order.
I am actually quite glad you brought that up, Aoife, because I had advised differently. I advised my lord to take a land route, but we have in his wisdom and his guidance of this.
Oh well, yeah. That's,
star that we are chasing.
That's why
we are going by
polymorphed
sea.
him and
yes,
sent him off.
Yes, you do well know.
Mm-hmm.
So it is but I am still the military counsel to Lord Savroth, and I am trying my best. You see these drawings and maps. I am trying my best to keep this voyage as safe as possible. I wonder if you could help me with this.
Well, I'll help as much as I can.
Is there... We all agree that we are quite vulnerable at sea for a dragon or enemy ships to assail us in this. But we have, in our journeys, we have encountered many of those that are affluent in the ways of arcane and such. Are you professed in such things?
I know. I mean, I'm obviously an illusionist.
Are you studied? You are a page. Are you studied into knowing? I don't know. Aoife, I just have this I just have this. I care greatly about the safety of my Lord Savroth, and I feel great trust in you, and I lay eyes upon you, and so sorry if I'm projecting, if I'm putting too much upon you, but if there's anything you might possibly know that may at least lead me to investigate a more perfect safety on sea for my Lord Savroth.
Well, haven't you... Zernak says he's a seafarer.
He's the greatest sailor you've ever met.
Have you not been at sea with him before?
I have been at sea with him.
Somebody right now?
Wait, what?
No,
I have been at sea with him.
Oh,
I have
right.
been at sea with him, and honestly, if Master Xeranax were not here, I would stop my lord from taking a sea path. But Master Xeranax is here, and I trust him as well as I with the sanctity of our Lord.
I mean, he seems a very confident sea fellow.
He's very confident. He's very capable. You put your magics to him. I'm sure you wouldn't. You seem a capable sort yourself. I'm sure you wouldn't have done it if you didn't sense the same sort of substance with him.
Oh, I just do what I'm told.
Is that right?
Right, I'm a page for Lord Neverember.
Well, I'm a bit of a page myself to old Savroth, and
Page, you're a champion.
yes, well, that's a side business.
You're a
Listen,
protector,
yes,
a sword bearer.
That's what I'm trying to get at, though. There's so much magic in this world, and so many things that, well, frankly, only the underhand knows. I mean Master Xeranax, and I just don't know. If we're going by sea, I just don't know how to properly protect my lord. I just wish... I just
I'll
beg
see you through, I'm sure. I know it's scary being in big armor out on a very wooden boat, but it's fast.
It's very wooden,
And
very
you can
flammable.
see the shore.
Yes, well... I mean, I'm sure Xeranax is a good swimmer, but I haven't quite, frankly, seen my lord swim.
You all know how to swim, right?
I mean, I think we do.
Well, do you? That's not. You have to decide that.
Well, that
Does
is a real
Rolfrost
thing.
know how to swim?
Oh,
He has-
me?
he has
Yeah, I do.
athletics,
Can I
yeah.
swim with a golden
With a-
breastplate?
You
Who
can't swim,
knows?
yeah.
You can't swim with metal armor on. No, but...
It's very odd, yeah.
Alright, so...
I'm not concerned about myself.
If you're just going to tiptoe with her...
I'm asking for help in
Right.
my own stupid way.
Right,
Get to
but
the
you're
point
not
forward.
you're not calling her out. You're asking for help as a page of Neverember, and you haven't called her out that you know more about her.
I mean, I know...
So you understand?
I mean,
like,
okay,
you're talking
okay,
to someone.
I want to say, so Rolfraz's understanding the divine is just being granted powers
Right.
through
No.
Rolfraz believes is through Savroth,
Right.
through Bahamut. Like,
Oh yeah. You, and that's not that is not untrue. You worship Savroth,
Yeah, I
and
do-
get
I
your
worship-
powers
I do-
from Bahamut.
You
Okay,
see
so-
Savroth as your
Yeah.
catalyst
But
to bottom.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut this off right here.
I've been trying to
because
roleplay
of-
like my. I've been like
Yeah.
super trusted. Okay, we can go on
we
this
can go on
for
and on, but
episodes.
you're
Yeah.
like you're.
Okay. So I'll get down to brass tacks here. It's like, so
No. We're gonna stop it right there because like you aren't like you're not at that point where you're gonna like call someone out on what they are.
Okay.
But we need to get back to
Absolutely.
ship talking.
Yeah.
All right. So you go to the
Yeah, we
The
give
break
you a
one.
chance.
the Bolt of Snifer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair
sorry.
enough.
Was it the Bolt of Sniper?
Bolt
Yes,
of
the Bolt
Snifer.
So I'm going to ask is Ifa's with me, right? That's
Nope.
Oh, she can't adjust my appearance anymore. It's gonna be the same grizzled asshole.
You'd
every
have
ship
to
I
go
do.
back to
that's right.
her, and that's fine if you do.
No.
He was just having a conversation.
No. I can be the same grizzled asshole everywhere I stop.
If you want to go change, you can absolutely go back
No.
to a meeting place.
No.
Actually, she told you that she's going to be watching you, and you can call her at any time with a hand gesture.
We'll do it every other time. So
So,
Bolt
do you want to change? Because it might be.
yeah, I do want to
Okay.
change.
So, as a real world stop to your conversation, she goes, "Oh, Xernex needs help.
Wait.
With me. Hold on. I'll be right back."
I wish to say more. Oh.
Okay, so she goes and meets you out on the dock in some alley again.
I want to be half elf, princeling of some sort, rich.
So affluent looking.
Yeah, affluent, absolutely.
So you look like a half elf noble.
Yes, there we go. Bold tooth.
Do you want to be from Neverwinter or from some other place? Like you're a visitor to here. Like, is she going to give you Neverwinter fashion or somewhere else fashion?
Somewhere else fashion.
Okay. So she makes you a Waterdavian merchant prince half elf.
Travis. So this time I walk on board. Do you guys need to talk more?
Nope.
Oh, so
yes.
He's talking to Ifa,
Yes.
who's now with you.
Okay.
But I can't communicate that.
Yeah.
So
I walk to the end of the gangplank and stand at the edge of the boat.
Okay, so you walk up to the gangplank, and there are two fur-clad, axe-wielding Norsemen
Gotcha.
sitting down at the end of it, throwing dice. And these are bone-carved dice.
Shut up.
And this is a southern vessel, but it is wide-bodied. It's a coast hugger and stout as shit. Like, this is a thick vessel. And you can see that it has that dragon prow, which is normally on long ships and those little vessels that Uthgard Northmen use. But it has been, like, the prow ornament has been pulled off, and this has been replaced with that Northman vessel
Good
thing.
note, right?
it is. I like
Very
that.
cool. So I'm gonna stand in front of these guys while they gamble for a turn or two until they notice me.
They
acknowledge me.
completely ignore you.
I'll throw a gold down and get in on the next round.
All right, you throw gold down, and get on the next round. So, are you grabbing those two dice?
I
Oh,
am growing these.
are you kidding me? Are you doing the dice?
Now, they're throwing, like, of course you're not throwing down your own dice, but I'm about to ask for a roll.
Oh.
So, I mean, I just want to know if you're, like,
I'm
as a
using their
player,
dice. When I put money down, do they offer me the dice?
if you throw money down, they, like, look up at you, and you can reach out and grab their dice. But that's in that world. Do you want to roll with those two dice,
Yes.
or do you want to roll with the world representative
Damn it, I'm gonna
dice?
save these dice some more.
All right.
You better be good dice.
That's the thing with dice. You might be saving them to the perfect moment, and then you roll shit.
It's probably
dice.
I like when that happens. It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
All right.
Failing is my favorite part.
So
of
you
D&D.
throw down a coin, and they both. Yeah, you throw down a coin, and it's like they're dealing in coppers and silvers. So when you like toss down a gold, they just like now they look up at you, and if you want, you can reach down and pick up the dice.
Give me the dice.
Okay.
Okay.
It's an 11. 6 and a 5.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Hey.
So you can, like, from what you saw them playing, that's a win. You could take all their money right now.
Instead of money, perhaps tell me who I can rent this vessel from. Is this vessel for rent? Is it hireable, commissionable? Some... you know what I'm saying.
One of the guys stands up. The other guy looks down at all the coin, looks up at you, looks at the other guy walking away. And then the guy, like, walks on the boat and goes... gathers it all up, puts it in his pocket.
Shit.
So I'm assuming that you are now my employee and I should follow him. Do none of these things. What is happening? I have nothing. I have won your game. We are doing nothing.
He looks very old captain to me.
You've won talk. That's it.
Blow my nose out and proceed on the deck.
Oh,
He stands up in front of you for that.
Tries to make me stop. Yeah.
Grabs his axe.
Please, I want only to rent your boat.
You won talk. Captain will be here.
Do you want to play dice again? You
Hey.
have.
Yes.
I know you have 1 gold in your pocket. I have put it there.
Tell him Zero next.
That gets you talk.
That 1 gold has got me talk.
You gotta talk.
You can wait for the guy to come back. He's going to get somebody.
I get it. Perhaps.
No, he's still playing.
All right, no, that's cool. I just wanted to let him know that that's where he's at. Okay.
Perhaps we could play for more. What else can I get for these dices?
He just kind of like. So you get the
dots.
feeling. Give me an insight. You're trying to read this Northman.
Damn it!
You're not big on Northmen.
Dang it! I'm not big on Northman.
He's not big on Northman.
The only Northmen you've met are those hunters and Kessia.
Perfect.
And you've met probably some sailors, but you know
Very
they're super taciturn. They're that now. So he kind of he's like nope, nothing else from me.
I clap his back and then
His furs.
Furs.
And when you go to like when you reach up your hand, his axe kind of comes out a little bit.
And I whoa, there is no trouble, friends. There's no trouble.
So the other man walks up to the top, of the gangplank, and a woman strides forward. So this woman she's clad in furs. She's another Norseman. She's a big woman. The 2 guys are bigger than you as Dragonborn. She's almost as big as you guys as Dragonborn. She has her hair braided on one side. It kind of flares up on this side and then just cascades down and almost mixes with the furs on her shoulder.
I'm too far away to message him, right?
Way too far, yeah.
Okay, all right. Just making sure that I'm on my own.
And she has, blue kind of woad streaks, and then a flash of red. It's pretty much it's not on the tips of her eyebrows. So if she has a strip of blue here, she has a thick red streak from the corner of her eye to from the top of her eyebrow to the blue streak going back this way.
As a sailor, do I recognize any of this?
Make me a history check.
Not history.
Damn
it. 12?
So, do you have proficiency in history?
No.
Add your proficiency bonus.
Well, so...
Because this is about sailing.
Yes, 16.
So 16, you know that on longboats, you feel that you've heard this story somewhere that on longboats that red means veteran or captain. Red is, if you have a mark of red on you, it means you've been to war on a boat.
And is the blue for decoration, or is that rank?
That's so almost the 2 guys you're with are they also have blue.
Okay.
That almost marks them as Northmen, as Uthgard.
Gotcha.
And the red marks them as battle hardened or in command.
Okay, so since I know that now, as soon as I see her coming down the plank, I will take a knee.
No, up, pointy ear. Don't placate me.
I can't help the ears. They just point.
Right.
They look away.
Because one or the other fancied something fancier.
Doesn't everyone fancy something fancier?
I don't fancy anything fancy. Except for maybe a nice wine.
What about this fancy boat? It's beautiful. It's great. It deserves a wine as you
It's
look at
strong.
it. Strong is another word.
9 longboats shattered against this hull. Now it is mine.
Perhaps I can get some wine.
I'm Ranve, Bolt of Daughter.
Calling for Eva.
Bolt of Daughter.
Sorry. Ronve Bontif.
That's a blank
Ronve.
page. Oh, you want me to write that
Pictures.
down?
Ronve.
Zonia's had a compliment.
What?
We have actually,
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
despite being amateurs, we have a really nice mic.
We do have a really nice mic. I need to replace my camera. It is an older one. I need to get a higher resolution.
He just wants you to see.
It's not going to make you look better.
More
Stop.
penis. Oh, sorry.
No, the one thing about it is it is my oldest webcam. Like I bought a newer one,
Sharp. This one's good though.
Fine, yeah.
but I need one that's going to clear the backgrounds better because I can't wear anything that's anywhere close to this blue.
You guys also can't see that right here and right here we have these really hot, bright. Oh, later is no sneeze.
Take care and no yes,
Laters. We're come back and see us next week, Wednesdays.
9:30 Wednesdays, Arizona Mountain Standard Time.
You're in where?
We're Arizona.
No, he's in Netherlands.
I'm just saying,
so,
like Arizona Mountain Standard Time.
Right, just come back and see us next week.
Ranve what now?
Okay, Ranve, Ranvei.
Ronve.
Ranve.
Ranve. Alright.
Boltofdottir.
Boltendorfer.
Bottfdotter. Make me a history check over there, buddy.
It's also a Swedish name, like Grimm's daughter.
Right.
Yep.
If you're gonna
It's from Iceland.
Inspiration if you used it.
I haven't.
So,
I just
right, linguistics.
My bad.
So if you're a son or a daughter, if you're the son of Grimm, you're Grimson. If you're the daughter of Grimm, you're Grimm's daughter. So
Grimson.
Grim daughter.
Grimm's.
Yeah.
Now
Boltendorfer. So is Bolter someone we know?
Hold on.
Northern suffix for.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Cyrenax. The boat is named what?
You idiot. What is it?
I'm not an idiot. It's right here.
You're not an idiot.
It's the
You're
Breakwind. You.
Long
Tell me
fight.
right down. It's the fucking Bluetooth knifer.
Bluetooth? Is that what he wrote?
Boltooth.
Boltooth. Sorry.
Boltooth.
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 Knifer.
Boltooth Knifer.
Boltooth Knifer.
And she's Boltofdottir.
Boltooth.
So she didn't win this. That's been hers forever.
No.
She lied to me right now about winning this thing?
No, she didn't say she won it.
Oh, now it's hers. All right.
Because Daddy,
Perfect.
she's Boltof's daughter.
Perfect.
Boltof's Knifer is Boltof's knife.
I got it.
And she is Boltof's daughter. So you being a sailor and learning all this stuff, picking all this stuff up, you realize that she is the daughter of the person who conquered this vessel and took it for himself.
Oh, the daughter of Boltooth.
What are you confused about, Wolfmaster?
They messed up some names. So in Netherlands and in Icelandic and Northern in Norse naming conventions, you were like, I'm Jeff, and when I have a son, and I name him Greg, that is Greg Jeff's son, because he's the son of Jeff.
Or if you have Bev.
That's crazy.
And then you keep going. So the son of Greg is Gregson, son of Jeffson, or Gregson, Jeffson, this son, that son. But if you're like, you just keep adding son to the person above you if you're the son. But if you're a daughter, you're daughter. Your daughter.
D-O-T-T-I-R.
Yeah, you're. So I am Jeff, and this is Miriam, Jeff daughter.
So
and on and on and on.
So on the Boltooth Niter, he met Captain Ronve, Boltooth daughter. So the daughter of
the person who captured that vessel and named it after himself.
Yeah.
R-A-N.
Boltooth daughter. Boltooth daughter of Bolton. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's look up Norse naming.
They're not watching us to take a history lesson. Then let's go.
Why not? It's longer than that. Actually, it starts in the Fertile Crescent with the.
It is.
Yeah, Viking tradition.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's before that.
Craig's son. Yeah.
Fenrir gets it.
Before that, it was Islamic, where it was son of.
Yep.
You know,
And that's Allah.
Ibn Falad, Ibn Halad, Ibn Hasad, Ibn Kamad, Ibn Holan.
It's
Ibn
I am
Hosan,
this is my lineage.
Son of. Ibn is son of. Yeah.
So you are dealing with Ranve Boltof's daughter. And you were about to say something.
Hi, Boltof's daughter.
Hey. Let's have the conversation.
You're right. I'm so sorry. Please go on.
I thought I have recognized the boat of Boltov. This is a fine vessel that everyone has known of. Eastern, southern. This is the strong boat of Boltov.
You are correct. Now you understand.
So, I get your apprehension for new peoples. Perhaps we can rent it, buy it. We can charter this boat. We are going somewhere with some interesting individuals.
Yeah.
Interesting individuals.
Individuals.
Well, I don't care about interesting individuals. I don't care about places you want to go. But if you want to return with some wine, maybe we talk.
I have heard of a wine that they harvest the grape from after first frost. It is called ice wine. And where we are going, it is cold. It is dank. It's a real thing, actually.
No, that's fine.
Oh.
But I just had an idea that I didn't even think of.
Sluice wine?
Right. I think you guys have a
We talked about
Sluiceberry
this,
wine
actually.
We do.
still in your pack.
Yeah,
We do have it.
Which is a delicacy throughout
So it is.
the Forgotten Realms.
So before we get to that.
Now, I don't know if you want to revamp
Wrap it
whatever
around,
you said,
wrap it around.
because I don't remember.
Wrap it around.
Yeah.
I cannot call myself
she says, I've had ice wine.
I consider myself a connoisseur of wine. Back at my place, we have a nice Sluice wine. It is very unique in the countries. It is from far. You know what? Have you heard of the Pinion?
You have Sluiceberry wine.
From the
She
Pinion.
natural 20'd.
Oh, well.
Bitch.
To your benefit.
To your benefit that
I know,
she's heard of it and never had it.
From the Pinion. It is from the Pinion. We have brought it from the Pinion. We are looking for more examples of fantastic wines.
He's got the great information of language.
I have to say,
he's a teacher of language.
I teach everything in this language. I have to say that the people I am bringing do have the scales, the tails, the thing.
I don't care
Yeah?
what you look like. If you can bring me a bottle of Sluiceberry wine, then I'll take you to any port along the sword coast.
Wonderful. Have you spoken with Crane yet?
Insight check.
Oh, please. Use my inspiration if you...
Can you give me inspiration? He can't. It's so far
You
away.
have inspiration.
You have inspiration.
Oh, thank
Because you would have
God.
just gotten more inspiration from you.
Yeah.
All right. 18.
Like a crate?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. There's a man here from the places. He's a Crane.
I have no use for most men.
Beautiful. I have no use for most women. Mostly just the wines. Let us do
It
the
shows.
wines.
I do have men, if you're into such things.
Only after some wines. Let me get my friends. We will drink the wines.
Oui.
You bring the Sluiceberry. My vessel is yours to wherever port you want.
You may have my men.
That circumvents your cause. You would like wine for travel.
I get paid another way. So she says, you are right. You bring me the wine. We will discuss your travel arrangements. Of course, I gotta pay and feed my men.
Well, I hope there is some food on this boat because this wine is good.
She does the full. No, she does the.
Come on,
you know that. You taught him that. She does the.
I was just being curious. It's been a while.
She does the
class.
Yeah. And she says something in Uthgardi to her men, and that's a language you do not speak. It's very guttural. But basically, they both look at you and nod, and like. And off you go.
All right.
What boat does she sail?
The Boltuf Knifer.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I drew the flag too.
What's next? Are you heading back to?
Yeah, I'm fucking. No.
You gonna talk to any of the others, or you gonna go back?
Damn it! No, it's wrong. One more.
The dragon.
Yes. Can I see what I wrote?
Yep.
You told me to write it. Can
The Crossdrift, the Bandirma, the Boltuf Knifer, the High Shoal,
Siren's Tithe,
and the Siren's Tithe.
Siren's Tithe.
Okay.
This is the one you get stabbed in.
This is not what I get
Are
started.
you calling?
Oh yeah, no. I remain a foppish half elf. Sorry that I'm taking a lot of the time, guys.
Okay. No, that's fine.
No, this
is all
this
good.
part of the deal.
You need to.
You're going by sea. You
If you're going by
way.
sea, you absolutely have to
Yeah.
get around the fact that this guy called you out on hiring, already having people under his employ.
Yeah.
So, the Siren's Tithe is a supposed Mintarn vessel. It's a Minton vessel, a pirate vessel. You walk up to it. It's in. It's serviceable. It's well worn. It actually kind of reminds you of your vessel itself, which was
Yellowknife.
the Yellowknife. It's worn. It's been at sea. It's done its deals, and it's been maintained as well as the crew could maintain it.
That means I would know exactly what would piss everybody off. So I take a glove off and I pat the railings as I come in. Like, God, I'm not touching this. This is gross.
A man walks up to you.
Human.
He has got a saber and a dagger crossed at his side, a breastplate. He looks. He's probably the guard of this vessel, the marine of this vessel, marine commander. He's 40s, graying at the roots, and got some scars. This person has seen some sea.
Child, is your captain available?
My name is Eves. You might want to put that name in your mouth.
A child Eves, is your captain available?
My captain doesn't like to be disturbed, especially people that don't know how to be polite.
Is he? Sorry, I'm just being a dick now. A pardon, child Eves. Pardon. I look only to rent this boat to be ferried elsewhere.
This is boat ain't for rent. Pointy ears. Might be time you be running along.
May the rest of your evening be as fuck you.
I'm out!
You're right.
Because you said child like a third time.
I know.
Like after he told you not to call him that.
Rude.
And that's fine. And he was rude back. And he was rude back.
Xernex.
That's fine.
Xernex.
It is. It totally is.
Jesus Christ. Sailors are sailors.
The sailors are sailors.
Before we go home.
That's fine.
One more. There's another boat here.
Okay.
It is.
The High Shoal or the Crossdrift?
Oh, let's get rid of it. Nope.
No, that's a bull tooth. That's our biggest ticket.
Oh, it is.
You fool.
Oh, you fool.
The Crosswind was our biggest ticket, wasn't it?
No.
Bull tooth.
Bandirma.
Bolt daughter.
Boltif Knifer.
Daughter.
God damn it.
All right. So, are you gonna visit another ship today, or are you gonna go back to the Enclave?
I better run home and tell everybody how I scratched out the.
All right.
I'm gonna write ignore this. Cross out.
Sorry. I made
I'm never letting you have my notebook again.
Such good notes, and I fucked them up so bad.
You're not gonna let him go check out.
Fix that. No, that's fine.
They're probably terrible. They're probably terrible.
It has nothing to do with that. What I can tell you right now is that I found a boat that's capable of ice puncture, that's equipped for cold, that's not working for any dragon that I can find out. These
and
guys,
knowledgeable of the North.
Yes. They've been there, they've been back, there's no dragon involvement, their boat is sturdy, sound, and their captain and I get along in a humorous fashion.
And she is totally obsessed with Slewsbury wine.
We can
which
pay
you
her
have a bottle
in
of
liquor.
Well, you get
part
the
of it is
negotiation.
I wish I didn't.
Now hold on.
I wish I didn't drink that bottle.
Just remember that the
choke your beard around your neck.
You might get your skill back faster that way.
just remember that.
I'll just kill you for my skill.
You probably should. Try it.
Backstab's got a lot of extra dice.
It does.
Oh, it sure does. I got a lot of HP.
I hate this guy.
Yeah.
He has so much HP.
A coup de grace is a coup de grace. It doesn't matter. If you're asleep,
He's like, dude, my hit points are like 37. His is like 96. There's no way.
Just remember, your trip is financed by Neverember and Gauntlgrym.
I remember that, but
you
I'm not
getting on that vessel with like she seems pretty damn excited about the Slewsbury wine.
No. Hang on. Herr Sindersman, I was just negotiating. I'm finding out what these boats like.
Steal a boat, kill them all. Not a bad idea. Honestly, I'm a soldier.
Now,
I approve this plan.
Now when Savroth takes a boat, when he shows up, he knows what they like, what they want, who they are, what they are for rent. I'm not renting the boat. True. That's lying. That's underhanded.
I'll be right back. You guys keep discussing plans. What do you want to do?
Have a good shoot.
You see what I'm saying, right?
Oh,
so if we hire a boat as my altered persona, we must be altered the whole goddamn time for the rest of the trip. I have to appear. I have to be there somewhere. I'm on the boat.
You have to be altered.
I have to be altered somewhere. I have to be on the boat. To bring info with us.
Yes.
If now that I've found all the information out that we need about the boats, you show up, you're like, hey, I got this like shipment of wine that I gotta like go pick up, and like, well, I like wine.
Well, she sounds like a real appreciator of.
We don't have to lie to get the boat. I had to lie to find out about the boats to make sure we didn't get dragoned.
No, okay, so I get what you're saying.
So
that
now
we could show up as our party just willy nilly,
and I can do the same thing as me. I can be Xerinax the same way. I can do the same thing. Instead of riding the boats and having a good time, I can rent the boat for monies if you need. Or perhaps we can make trade for wines. Like I can be me again. All I did was find out which boats are for rent, which boats are not good. And I found a real good one out of the 3.
Right. I say out of the 5 that exist, out of the 3, you found one that's definitely one we don't want to take.
Yeah, one I don't want to take. One that's like, they're kind of shasty, and then we have fingers. And then one that's like super good. They're north. They're going that way anyway, and they work fucking.
Do we remember? If she is so inclined to Slewsbury wine.
Wine, not just Slewsbury.
But the
Slewsbury wine is rare. There's only one place to make it.
And we know where that is. And we are in good favor of them.
Open the passes, nothing.
So I wonder if... Do you remember, my lord, what adventures we had in that region?
Oh, yeah.
In the Pinion. They might be entranced by it. We could entertain them with that sort of thing. And at the same time, selling our reliability of being in contact with those fine folks. Because if you remember, they'd led us to... They'd led us to the very...
Platamantium.
Yes, thank you, yeah. So the experts that Iyasa had tutored under.
Nope.
Yeah, no, you're wrong, Iyasa.
The experts that Ayasa under were in Cormier.
Yes, but she knew a soul that we were led to from the Pinion town of Two Rivers.
It was the guys that ran the
3 scholars.
There you go.
Sluice and Canton.
Were they a brewery and inn or
The
just
Goodwood family.
Yep. They weren't a brewery. Like they're kind of They were just like a tasting room, brewery, eatery. They were very small, very personal. No inn, no rooms, except for the ones they allowed to personal. Now that's a. So you guys went to Cormier, and Cormier sent you to the Pinion, where you ended up at.
I never went to Cormier.
You went? Yes, you did.
Oh, we did.
First stop.
That was the first stop. We were there. We were there a very short time. But yeah, we did stop there.
You made your adventuring company in Cormier?
We ended up in Shade Rest, north of Cormier.
Shade Rest.
Yeah, and we tried a few places, but we stayed at the 3 scholars, which we met. Oddly, 3 scholars.
Now, one of them's kind of
3 individuals that seem to work together.
Probably.
Yeah, one is probably a thief.
Goblins moving north. Oh my god, that was so long ago. That was.
That's why it was funny. You're like, write in my notebook.
That was over 12.
Like,
that was over 12 sessions ago that we went there.
You should be numbering your pages in the sessions.
I mean, I am by my own way.
Okay.
My God.
Anyway, so what are you guys doing with the?
Sounds about right. They were good fellows, and anyone who appreciates that sort of goodness is good to me. It's the biggest indicator to myself in my flawed earthly terms. Yes.
I don't really know what he's going on about, but what,
for me, their boat.
I'm saying I trust it. I trust it. I trust the lead.
Their boat looks strong. They work for cheap.
we
can negotiate. They can trade.
You weren't in here when he came back. He was here. You went about him. He's saying we don't have to go back with him under the guise or the disguise of that half elf.
We can,
or if I can disguise everyone as well.
We could just show up as us.
Yeah, and you did start talking about what the rest of the group was.
So we have an interesting group, and that maybe you would be cool with that or not. Who cares? And we talked about wine and stuff like that. What I'm saying now is that we have the information to influence these captains to take us forward while we look the way we do. Like, we can literally walk up to the bull knife right now and say...
Bull knife?
The what? Yeah, whatever. We can...
Bolt of Knifer.
Bolt of Knifer.
Bolt of Knifer. We can go... We need to go north. Yes. We're looking for wines. We have some wines with us. You know, can we negotiate a trade? Blah, blah, blah. We don't have to be me... Oh, I'm the foppish elf. You
can go back as...
No, we can do that. So
as long as you bring the Salisbury wine, you got your ticket in because that's what you...
That's what I'm saying.
Negotiated with that
wine yet.
And actually, we can even just show up. I can just show up with them and be like, I have been expected. You know...
We'll show up then.
Pointy Ear has sent me with the sluice wine as a down payment for negotiations on terms for... So we found
Pointy.
the boat.
Who's Pointy?
The disguise.
Edver?
They only they called me Pointy Ear when I got there.
Oh,
disguise.
Have you seen that gnome lately?
Jesus Christ!
She's with him.
She's with us.
She's
with me specifically.
Great. Yes, we'll set that up. I would like to talk to you.
The Scholar's house is run by 3 travelers who put up stakes in Shade Rest about decades previous. They experiment with all manner of ales and wines, adding ingredients to alter the flavors of their concoctions. Many of their brews have become regional favorites, like their honey bread brew and sluiceberry wine.
Our last party would have had some good ales to exchange from the place where they toss people out of
the Stone's Throw.
Yeah. Stone's Throw.
Yeah, I remember that place.
Because it's the Stones...
That's the same fucking
the
town,
Stonehenge family.
When we all died, I was like, that's cool. But now, long we play this, I'm like, man,
Yeah, well,
I could go for
shoulda.
This
go for some
Shade
miso
Rest
rock.
is one of my favorite places I've ever made.
No, I could
Oh
go
my
for
God.
miso rock too. though.
Okay, so do you guys want to go to Bolt of Knife with...
All I've done is given you the information that I took
Like,
from them.
They seem to be
disguised.
not influenced by Crane. They seem to be one of the boats that's not influenced by Crane. And you have a super in to getting them to do what you want because she has heard of and recognizes that Slewsbury wine is an amazing thing and has never had it. If you want to buy someone's trust or whatever, and you have the thing that they want, bingo.
It seems to me to be of divine destiny.
This is the first time this Next is ever like, I've done good.
We're done. We're done, underling.
Well, do it.
Yes.
Do it, I say.
That's amazing. I mean, Rofax is seriously, that's incredible. This is obviously
Shit on my
divine
scale and we'll
promise.
talk.
All right.
I have a point. Would you like
So
to
do you think we should
have
go
I shot
in
at a
with-
scale yet? Oh. Oh.
Quiet.
I didn't hear you over
okay.
there.
He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it.
I felt it.
Quiet.
It's okay.
I'm quiet.
Anyway.
Go on.
I didn't mean that in a mean way.
Oh, you didn't.
Shut the fuck up. I didn't mean that.
No, please.
I
I
meant
don't
that
care
in
how
a
you meant
Savrot
it.
talking
I
to
don't care
Rofus
how
way.
you meant it. If
Hey,
you want
hey,
to talk,
just talk.
please,
Anyway,
just talk.
please, yeah.
So, do you think we should go back to this boat? As in, the half-elf dude sent us there. It is our passage that he is wanting. Because clearly he wouldn't be with us if you're going as you.
Or do you just want to go back as, hey, we're the ones that need passage?
Or we could also...
I can do two things.
You can be the half-elf, and that's how we are until, if anything happens on the trip, and then...
I will leave it up to you. I can.
Taxing.
Yeah. The gnome can... Well, the gnome can't come with you. Ifa's not coming with you. So she can't keep altering you.
So that's good to know. Because that's what I was hoping the conversation with her earlier would figure out, but
He went off on his own thing.
If I return as Slippers, we would need for me to
So
remain.
she just will not.
No, she is a page to Neverember.
She doesn't work for us.
Right. She has a
That's
job.
that.
Unless you call her out on something different. What did she... Because you grabbed it
Oh, I
earlier.
did touch it earlier.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
I hope that was loud, like a...
We sorry. We sorry.
We so sorry. Anyway.
So, no one has called her out what she is yet. Right now, she is still a page to Neverember. She works for that man.
I feel that I can approach the captain of the Bodle knife.
God damn you
Bow tie
guys.
knife.
Bolt of knife.
Boat of knife.
Bolt
Boat of knifer.
Bolt of knife.
You got the flag down though, asshole.
Boat
Damn right, dude.
Bolt
I didn't
of
get any of that
knifer.
shit. Fuck you.
I appreciated your flag.
Yeah, that's exactly what
I
I
did
did.
not ever discredit it.
I have to
All
say,
right.
We don't even need to talk about
No,
it.
no,
So-
real quick,
Please, go on.
just real quick, because this is actually pretty fun. So, the boat of knifer. I drew like a real quick shitty sketch. So this is the dragon and the boat of knifer, right? That's what he turned into, and that's what I was trying to draw, and he did a much better job of it.
Yes.
Oh, I know he's a good illustrator.
I know, but that's just want acknowledgement.
He's a great artist. He just
Great. Oh,
he doesn't.
Everything else.
please.
He doesn't continue
that
on.
was
You need
somewhere
you need to make the group.
I've
So-
actually been working on a little thing.
Gosh.
Okay, so just fucking tell me what you guys are doing.
I want to call the page before she leaves, but
She's
I will...
with you guys because she came back with him.
Yes. I understand how stupid that sounds, but I'm
Right.
giving the floor. So I have.
You took the floor.
No, I haven't.
Continue with
Because
the floor. You have the floor.
oh, okay.
You have the floor.
Well, okay, fine. So where are we if where we're talking
You
about?
are in Survivor's Enclave, in Neverember's personal manor, in quarters that are made just for you.
Okay.
You can stay here tonight if you want,
base.
or you can go back to the Beach Leviathan. But as of you are here right now, she came back with him, and he explained what he's been doing with the boats.
Very well.
So,
I just told
in
you
your...
Yes.
Told you about 3 boats I'd went to.
And I have to say this. In your room, in your quarters right now, it's you 4 plus Aoife and whoever else you want. If you want Neverember, if you want Sabine, if you want Lockbeard or Greybender or someone, a liaison to either Neverember's, whoever you want in this room, you can have in attendance.
I want Aoife in the room.
So she is there with him. Is anyone else in this room?
Sarah?
Is anyone else in the
anybody
room?
else in the room?
Do you want...
Yes, what? Who else is in the room?
What do you mean? He's the one calling this conversation.
No. It's for everyone.
Okay.
Do you want any other liaisons
space.
to your factions?
No.
To the faction of Neverember, to the faction of the
Aoife's
Dwarves?
going to tell on us no matter what. So Aoife's the biggest.
Aoife's there. She is your
Is
page.
it okay that Aoife's there?
We're having a conversation with Aoife.
He wants to have a
No,
conversation
we're
with
not
Aoife.
having
No,
a conversation.
he wants to have a conversation
He
with
wants
Aoife.
They don't know
If you
that.
say no Aoife, there's no
No.
Aoife. That's why he's...
Aoife's happening
yes,
because he wants a conversation with it. Is there anyone
you.
else?
I don't think there will.
Okay,
No,
there's
there
no
would-
one from the
nobody
Dwarves.
else.
There's no
There's-
one from Neverember.
There's us
No.
and Aoife.
Okay, so this is just you 4 plus Aoife as the page to Neverember's court.
So I'll skin you.
Aoife.
No, there was already something.
Aoife, before...
information.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you'd already been talking about the books.
I was trying to say it was
Yeah.
boating information. So
Aoife,
here we
before you go. Yes. Aoife, before you go, I apologize. I wish for this sort of exchange to be private, but this is my lord and the underhand of my clan. These they are of me as much as private we can be. I wish you. That's you. You shut up.
Anyway,
Is that a louse fart? It's on text now.
that's a fucking loud
No,
fart.
that's not a louse fart.
I've
That's
never seen a
that's
louse
text.
fart in
It's
digital.
permanent. It's permanent. It's right below
Wow.
me. It's there forever.
They're
now.
evolving.
Get on it then.
Okay.
Ifra, I wish to have made this in private, and I'm sorry for tiptoeing around the tulips last time. But
Through the
tulips.
Dude,
No.
Yeah.
But listen, you're in the presence of my lord and the confidant sea master on the hand, Xeranax. In the court, I had detected the presence of the reality that is Lord Crane, but I also detected the opposite presence and status of nature of yourself. I would please, you are not just a humble page as you wished. I approached this politely last time, but we must know before we go on and risk the safety of our nation. Please, could you tell us more? We know you are more than what you say.
Make me a charisma check.
Damn right I will.
-4.
-4?
It's for tiptoeing through the fucking tulips.
It's on
What's
your
it? I was
iPad.
reading-
What's your
come
charisma
on.
bonus? What's your charisma
Plus
bonus?
5.
My
Let's
charisma
see,
was plus
16,
5,
yeah,
so
16.
16.
Use your inspiration.
I mean,
You can't save it for
man.
next session.
Yeah.
All right,
Roll
roll
it
it
again.
again.
Roll it again.
alright.
Inspiration.
Go for it.
It's right there. It's in the. kitty.
16
You can do it.
and
Fucking asshole.
Natural
with a natural
20.
20. God
that's the
damn.
real first way.
It's the wrong crossway. You son of a bitch.
So you natural 20, and you're going through
God
this.
damn it.
You're like,
I mean,
I'm
I'm like coming
you're
from a
right,
place
like-
of real honesty.
Right, like,
Can I
honestly,
use
like-
inspiration to make his inspiration stop?
So he just natural 20 this. And unfortunately, like,
Unfortunately.
I research.
now,
Ground research.
This
I
isn't-
went- I know it's not. I know. Whatever. Sorry.
Okay, so-
Sorry. You need a new word for like, you gotta say like DM or snap your finger or something so we all shut up.
Hey.
Hey, it's good. Hey's good. Hey.
No. Whatever.
Hey, no.
Well,
Hush.
actually,
Hey.
there's a thing.
Hey.
I do that with my son.
Hey.
No, there's a thing in our old group is in character and out of character, because we had some pretty serious role players, especially for vampire. Is if you said anything out of character, you put your hand above your head.
But you just say something to us.
No, but I was just saying, like, that was a cool thing. Like, hey, this is out of character.
I'll say that. Hey,
because
works
it's very
really
unnatural
well
emotion,
for me.
isn't it?
Hey,
It means something when you do that.
All right. So you natural
Works really
20.
well.
You natural 20 calling her out on the fact that she is a being of good.
And I want to make it.
Hey.
You natural 20'd it.
Hey.
I know everything you're about to say.
Hey.
But you natural 20'd it.
How about you hit?
You came forward, you were sincere, you were all this stuff. And you called her out that she is not this gnome page of Neverember. She is something else. She is here, and she's like,
of us.
oh well, I guess I'm caught again.
Sorry.
And she shapeshifts.
Oh fuck!
What?
I've dropped my sword.
A silver dragonborn.
No.
Get the Can we trade her for Ayasa?
No.
You said that, by the way. I didn't say that.
You know
Nobody
exactly
said
who
that.
this is.
Oh.
Is it the fucking chick that talked to me way back when?
It's
Get the fuck out of here.
What was her name?
Joya.
Joyous?
We don't.
Joya!
We don't know that though, right?
You do not know this.
I don't.
She
like
is
not
the
knowing
person that set him to go and get you for this quest.
You better skinny this.
But
punch
she's
you
like,
in the
oh,
leg.
well, it looks like I'm caught again.
Wait, can that be me?
No.
So I would exclaim. at
Maybe
this
there
point,
wasn't
as
a
we're
10-second
continuing on,
delay.
I would like exclaim, Joya! Like,
Sorry, I needed to look over you here. It was pretty bad that Lord Crane showed up.
It was.
Fucking Wiley.
All right, hold on. So I'm going to stop it right here. We're at 12:41. This is 10 minutes past when we normally stop. The bar's closed. We're not going back there.
We got my place.
But we can keep playing.
We can do that too.
we did technically start late, as Wes pointed out earlier.
So if we want to go till 1,
I'm fine with that.
is everyone okay with that?
It's only 19 minutes. Let's do it.
Or later, whatever. But 1 being the deadline.
He's the only
So-
guy that will probably...
I have to
know
get
you have
up.
stuff
I'm the only guy that probably got stuff to do.
I don't blame you.
No, I got stuff to do
I
tomorrow
actually
too as
want
well.
to get fired from my job. Let's go.
I can get fired from my job.
God damn it! All right,
Are we good?
you make drinks.
No,
You do not
do
want me
not
making-
have him make.
don't want
You make drinks. I stay here.
You do not have him make you drink.
No, he
do
hasn't
not.
even finished his drink.
Oh, sorry. Make drinks then. It's not my
I'm the
turn.
one that has to
It's
talk.
not my turn. It's not my turn. I'll make
Then you're gonna
Bad
wait.
television.
You're gonna
Bad
wait
television.
for right now. Okay. So
There's of course
this
light
gnome, this
in the fridge.
platinum blonde gnome, has just shapeshifted
Bullshit.
into a silver dragonborn,
Silver
and
bullet-born.
Just listen, what's going on? here.
Savroth knows her. And you'd have to go all the way back to session 1 to hear some of that story, but actually some of it was session 0, not even on camera.
I have to say that
So.
session 1 was fun because you guys found me in a human brothel.
Yep.
Well, if you play for the platinum subscription, you can see the off.
No, you
camera
don't
fo-
have that.
No, we don't have that.
Alright.
Wes, basically, anytime we've done introductions, and I've ever said, like, I'm kind of the reason that we've on this whole adventure, this is the person that gave me the message that said our, what's the word for it? Our salvation is elsewhere. We need to go this direction. This is who just shapeshifted in front of me, so I am shocked as hell right now. I'm like, what? And then she just mentioned,
I'm cored
yeah, I
out
figured
on
I need
my-
to watch over you
bored
because
out on
that
my
dragon
side.
was here. Now I have questions.
Alright. You're what over there? Trunky?
I'm cored out of my mind.
Alright. So,
Not bored.
Yeah,
Did
cored
I
out
say
of my
bored? Did I say bored?
are you bored? Do we need to speak
He's
about
not
it?
bored.
Okay.
We're
Are you
belligerent.
kidding
Go on.
me? You met me? I'm
I
never
just been
bored.
like,
Never bored.
all right. So, Joya stands in front of you.
Boring. No, I'm just kidding.
And she's like, yeah.
After his session, then he got to go 3 boats away, and he was the only one doing anything. He's like, well, no.
You did almost
Now that I'm not the
entire
center of
session.
attention.
I know it was cool as shit. It was cool as shit.
Joking.
It was
No.
cool, and I love watching it.
Damn it.
I am sad and not sad that you didn't get to talk to all of the boats.
Right?
I found a good
But-
boat.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
I would have
Yeah,
talked
that
to
was
all the boats, but
fantastic.
that's just me.
Yeah, no, I know. We're
It's
here.
also how the fucking
No,
rogue
no.
operates. The rogue be fun
Or
things.
hey. So right now it's a conversation between Savroth and Joya.
So, you knew Crane was here.
It's you.
I know we want.
You haven't exactly
Come on, we can make an accent.
asked for direction before. You've always made your own way.
Make a voice. Do a voice. New voice.
No new voice. This is the voice of Zach.
You're so angry. I'm picturing it.
Be respectful.
So, exactly what is you're doing here mean for us?
I'm a harper. So everyone, I will take this a little time to note, everyone has in one way or another heard of the Harpers. Harpers are a group, generally bards, but a information network across all of Faerun that tries to influence positive outcomes and negate evil influence in the world. They're a do-gooder Illuminati.
Oh, that is what we are led to believe.
That's what you've heard. All of these are really the wispiest of rumors.
Influence isn't necessarily good or bad. It is only manipulative.
She's like, and I know how you, like, I know how, and she says, I know how we are with control.
Savroth is going to get a little off topic here, probably.
The Guinness College.
So,
Oh, Harpers are any college, but the bards of them, it's a secret society. Most of them happen to be bards, and it could be of any college.
is this your true form? Or do you not have one?
Make an arcana. No. What's your arcana? Like, you know how Detect Good and Evil works, and you know that he found this out because of that spell.
Good spell good.
Which only detects you. It's like, no, this is not my true form. My true form is a bit bigger, but mostly similar to this.
Does he have to roll to see your true form?
No.
She's a reindeer. Is this like a reindeer-sized silver dragon we're seeing here?
She's alluding to the fact that she's a silver dragon.
What are we seeing here?
A silver dragonborn.
Okay, Dragonborn.
Yeah, you're seeing a silver dragon.
So you know how I'm a silver dragonborn?
I know exactly how you look. My
That's
lord.
what she looks like.
Yeah.
But a female and not in my armor and other things.
Fuck Wileyverse
So-
section.
Just
Well,
like
uniform.
you detected the red
Yes.
dragon
Yes.
in Lord Crane's Tiefling form,
Yeah.
she's
Watch
alluding to the
Robert
fact
do
that
it. Asking.
I understand. Yeah.
she's like that. Like,
It's okay. You can let it happen.
This is big. This is.
I'm a big adherent to the big platinum guy, but I can't hold your hand.
No silver.
I can only look over you.
Alright, so that would mean you will not come with us on our journey that we are about to embark on.
I shouldn't. I really shouldn't.
And why is that?
So this is... I mean, you've...
Lord. This is Lord.
Time and third. You've been through so much. You've done it on your own. You've ousted god dragons to be independent.
He gets...
Do you really want another one just protecting you? Or do you want to make this on your own?
I certainly do not wish to be a slave of another god / dragon. But your aid would be beneficial.
I've helped you here, and I can tell you that...
Are you actually moaning loud enough for me to hear?
I feel like nothing. Yeah.
I can assure you that your friend has made a good choice in vessels. I feel that we shouldn't belittle your accomplishments in this world. And I know that your ancestors fought hard over there to gain their independence. But you've never belonged here. And I think you need to fight just as hard to belong here. You need to carve that out yourselves, even if it is with a little bit of help.
Savroth will stand up as straight as he can. I would almost do the Wayne stand up if that was appropriate, but I wasn't necessarily sitting down at the moment.
Yeah, the Wayne stand up so good.
I like this.
I understand.
That's why I came to you. He didn't think this would work. He hoped. But I came to you.
These guys are present for all this,
Yeah.
right? Like they're just watching.
We're watching. We're listening to you, stupid boy.
Did you say that so I could hear it? Or?
No, it wasn't me saying it.
That was smart.
I heard all the other bullshit,
Um,
I heard all the other bullshit.
Well, Joya, if whatever your real name might be, thank you
Sorry, I'm busy
again.
over here.
Maybe one day our paths will cross again in a different meaning of good, not in a bad way.
I hope
Dismisses our
to one day...
Fuck you.
I hope to one day be invited to your midsummer.
And at this point, because I know I'm not dealing with like human or whatever, there's no handshake, but I will do whatever salute we do in the Goldath clan. Which I think we talked about way back when, but I don't remember what the hell it was.
Yeah,
It looks
whatever.
like this.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Like you grasping on a balloon.
I'm sure it was like one of like the.
She bows deeply and says, I don't know if I'll see you again, and I'm not one for luck. But I hope to see you at the end of this journey. And she steps backwards and then fades into a silver mist and disappears. Hail? No. No. Wow. The automod blocked that.
Yeah. That's why I was like, what the hell is
I
happening?
looked at Savroth and I was...
Wow.
We do have mods. They're all sitting at this table right now.
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
No.
Don't repeat it.
Don't do that.
That's silly.
It's,
That's not who we are.
it's kind of based off of Mitch's thing, I'm guessing.
Oh, it's a
Because you did we do a handshake way.
No, that's a... Look how big...
You did this.
Dude, I gotta... Look at my camera. I was super...
That was not what you did.
I did this.
Nope.
We can back it up. You
Back
did
it up.
this.
Back it
What's
up.
up here?
Was up there? My
Yeah.
bad.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Well,
All right.
Anyway,
So,
who gives a shit?
I say, it is good to see confirmation of of my faith in you, my lord. You are indeed following a path here. This is really for our people. This is. I just clenched my fist and I kind of give like a awkward fist pump kind of thing, you know. I just say, "Hail Goldath."
So you see now, and you don't have to take it just on faith no more.
Have I ever not taken on the faith of your command, my lord? I never needed it. I followed you. You brought me back from the death, and I still owe you my life, and I owe it double over. We will see this trail to its end, my lord.
Well, then don't type it.
yeah, whatever. It happened. All right. So,
And I'll give a bow to Ifa.
she's gone. Joya's gone.
She's so
To- I don't know, like to where she was. I still do it.
Are we playing the same game, right? You're from a different game?
No, I'm bowing to what Ifa was. Just like just because to the trail, to the lead, to the whatever. Rofrost does it. He's an
And
idiot.
it's
Who cares?
again, it's fine. She's obviously a dragon or more,
Yeah,
but
who knows?
who knows what she said
Who
is
knows?
true or not.
I'm trying.
There was a little callback to first session to the
Say it.
quest. There's a ship you guys have discovered. There's a token to get you onto that ship, and there's a travel plan. I think that's
Xernax's fear, is that we've come back again to let's take to sea, do what we have to do, and then we get fucked real hard.
yeah. I mean,
Boys.
you guys. Well, you always get fucked. I mean, this journey is not.
Xeronax.
There's a lot aligned against this journey.
Rofrost will approach Xeronax and I'll put a hand on your shoulder and hold on. I would say, Xeronax, we have many disagreements. I have never doubted that we both give true counsel to our Lord that we serve. But he has commanded that we go by sea under your counsel. And so, as I am his protector, so you are no less that. So as we go forward, I shall look to your command as a naval officer as we go forth. You have done nothing but prove yourself. You know what I am. I'm a soldier.
You did teach him on the boat.
We
to Cornwall.
never disagree. We only see from different eyes. The same can be said for the plan that our Lord has selected. I can, however, tell you that I am versed, skilled, and experienced in the way we go forth. You would do best to look, listen, learn from what I am doing without any misrepresentation or anger towards you whatsoever. Learn from me, become a skilled sailor. Let us sail together as a clan. Let us be Clan Goldath on the sea.
Goldath.
For Goldath.
Goldath. Ah! Oh yeah, Nyasa is in there too.
Oh, we did it again.
All right. So
And also Ayasa.
everyone is starting with inspiration next session.
God damn.
All right. Damn
We're
it.
going to start the travel to the Northlands. You are...
Sailors.
You're sailors.
Oops.
We're going to start with a meeting of...
I also, it's like,
No.
hey, where you guys been? We're like over here,
We're
like, making plans.
We're going to start with the meeting with Renve, with you taking the Slisbury wine to her, and then go from there. The plans and the onset is going to be already made with the contingent from Gottelgrim. So they're going to have made their missive to Iron Master, where you want to go, so that you have an expedition. Like, there's going to be the travel to Iron Master with the plan of being the expedition into the peaks or into the mountains to find the ruins of Drumbar based off the map you have from Iron Master. But the travel to Iron Master is the next leg of this journey with some kind of renewed, like, now you all know that there's something more to this.
And we're on the boat. We're doing it. Let's do it.
Well, you're gonna start with the meeting,
yeah.
but it's gonna go from there unless you really fuck it up, and I doubt that'll happen.
I mean, don't put it past us.
Yeah. But now you guys, now all of you have seen that spark that inspired Savroth to begin with.
Yeah, we saw.
You saw Joya.
We saw the face of the toast. Like, yeah.
And whoever she is and whatever she is, she's at least a silver dragon.
That's good enough for me. Metallics.
And she took that
The dragon,
but
though.
she was good. You know she was good.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
So a good dragon that has started this quest and talked to you guys about Destiny and your part in it, because they're not here to direct you and put you under heel. You have to earn this, just like you didn't earn this place in this world. And it's kind of what you said. You just transposed with this world and all of a sudden had a land.
Earning it right now.
Right. So,
it's always been a relationship, though. Like with a relationship with Bahamut, even like we're not begging for Bahamut's help. We're like, hey, Bahamut, like
we're doing your work.
We're doing this shit.
So,
yeah.
Next week, you guys take a bottle of wine onto a boat. You talk to a woman, and you may head north on a seafaring voyage.
That's how Robert conceived a child.
Sure. God, those were the days.
I brought a wine to like a ship.
It was in Bermuda. I didn't even have a wife. We got lost, and then I came out.
Yeah,
and
we don't misunderstand you. It was totally Mitch's fault.
Usually is. Not real fast
Savroth
with
is
Mitch.
definitely more confident about our journey now.
Now that you've had a reaffirmation.
That's good to you. That was fine
Also, it's
conversation.
probably it's going to change his attitude towards some things.
And she's like...
Because he was starting to falter a little bit.
I kind of sensed that a bit. And I was
kind of like gray area of like, well...
I don't know if you noticed, but I was kind of like playing up that like, hey, we're on this path. Let's.
I think the most underhanded thing I've done so far is lie for a boat.
It's beautiful.
You've lied a couple times for a boat.
I love Xeronax. I love his.
I love
how
how
robes.
I love how you picked out one of the compromised boats immediately.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want that one.
I would say that
like,
that's the one.
And then to me, you're like, this one's kind of fucky.
We're on a mission from Gad.
So that's kind of the real thing. It's weird. It's a hard. Damn it! Fuck you guys. I work so hard for this group.
You do. You found it, man.
I'm joking around. When we met,
if you went on the Bandirma, that would have been a bad news bears.
It was immediately obvious. I tested 3 boats, and one of them was not only sturdy, but also safe from influence. It was great. It was hard to do for a few minutes while you guys sang about, like, nutsex.
Did you sing about nutsex quite a bit?
All right.
The only reason I wanted you to check out the other boats is because I just wanted to know what the other boat that would have been against us was, just in case
still do it.
We see it on the open waters.
You still can.
Like that.
I still have time.
If we'd realize, hey, That's probably our enemy.
That's really a good plan. I can
Yeah,
still do
honestly,
that. I can
You
still do that. We'll get next session. We'll
Yep.
do that.
You
That's
can
really good.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
This one's bogus. This one's
can
fine,
reinvestigate.
but they're friendly. And then I was like, this one's the one we're going to take. And you're like, what the other two? I'm like,
if we're sure,
if you know the
if
one
we're
you're going to
sure
go on,
about, yeah,
you can reinvestigate and rehire all the other boats.
Yeah. If we're sure which ones might be working for Grey Peaks.
For 2 days.
No, that's great.
Well, Neverwinter and Greybender are going to fund everything, so
We got coinage.
2 days after. Yes.
Also, you should petition for a trading post in Neverwinter.
Yep.
Yeah, two.
All right.
New great plan. Anyway,
No, this has been good. This has been very good.
Dayton, take us out.
It's your turn.
Get Mythical
It's
Morning
true,
style.
it's true.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Wes. Thank you. I believe Casey came in. Brandon came in.
Yeah.
Rensonius, all the way from the Netherlands. Thank you very
That's
much
right.
for
From the
tuning in.
Netherlands.
Thank you to Gin Bottle / Brandon for tipping. First tips to the channel.
First
Yeah,
steps, I have to
first
go.
steps to the
I got to go fish that out of my account now.
You go find it somewhere.
I know where it is.
Do you remember your password?
Mhm.
You good?
Hush. Anyway.
Obviously, despite that, though, thank you, Wes, for sticking through from beginning to end. Always
For
appreciate you
weeks.
as a viewer.
For weeks, Wolfmaster 317. We love you as a
Yeah.
Please keep
Send
coming.
me-
Always at the beginning. You're
Please
always
keep
at the
coming
end.
back,
We comment to you as much as we can.
and we try to explain. Like, it's good to have reference. 'Cause you come in, you ask questions, and we go back to it, and it's good.
And all that being said, we will be back next week, 9:30-ish
Arizona
time.
which is currently,
It's currently
2 hours behind Eastern.
yes,
which is
Just look up
It's-
Arizona.
it's on
Stamp.
Mountain Time right now.
Right.
It's an hour ahead of Pacific,
It's called
an hour
Arizona.
back of Central. Anyways, you can figure it
he's
out.
got it.
He's got a timer.
There is
And
a
the
timer.
channel-
There's a timer below the channel.
Shows when we go live.
There's also that great donation button that somebody put in there. No, seriously.
Which will
Listen,
it will fund
a couple of bucks, all of the couple of bucks just fall into the cameras and everything.
It-
you know?
It's totally good.
Yeah,
Call us
you
out.
should absolutely.
It's Robert's fault. He couldn't drink his beer fast.
Also,
Oh.
Wolfmaster.
Yeah,
Wolfmaster
please call us
217
out
is
immediately.
always going to be here. Even if you're not here, Wolfmaster 217
after
is here to tell you that we're not here on time.
after we get the camera for the
The kitty.
kitty, I'm going to start accumulating cameras so that we can have individual cameras on everyone's faces.
No.
Yep. I mean, do you? That's what everyone else
Oh, real
does
fast
normally.
all the time.
So you could have the perfect squares of everyone. Everyone have these little sections in front of them.
Boo. It's going to be a lot of me like,
But you'd be in a gallery as well, but you'd take up less space because you'd be my size.
There's a lot of Robert just.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we can do all kinds of stuff. Actually, our next thing is to purchase a camera for the kitty. You let us know what the next innovation is.
Yeah.
Do you need better sound? Do you need better lighting? Do you want individual cams? Whatever it is.
This idea is literally Wolfmaster 317 wanted to see the kitty. We're going to do it.
Yep.
Because he's here, he asks us, and we found funding, we're going to do it. If you come back next time, and the next time after that, and the next time after that, and you keep asking for something, we will do what you ask us for.
I kind of like the gallery too.
And
I
how
just
much
wish I
weather
could cut it
involves.
Brazonia said earlier too that he likes our sound and our camera.
Yeah, the
Stuff.
sound is
I
good.
really do like.
No, I mean
This
that's a great
microphone is
microphone. Yeah,
fantastic.
Oh yeah.
It's
For
a
I
good
need
mic.
to. I the other thing is I need to get another microphone, and I could put that one down there and put another one here,
Hush.
and we can.
Hush.
There's always so
All you really
much
need to
more
do is just
toys
like a
and
little
games.
bit like that. Just a little more view.
Either
Like
way,
here.
either way.
camera's so
high, you guys. That was some great fucking
So
role playing.
high. What are you talking about?
Session high fives. Session high fives.
I say
That's where I am, by the way. I'm over here.
If I donated to the channel,
Here, he's right here.
If I
That's what I was gonna say. Actually, it wasn't a thing against Ayasa earlier. It was more of
That's wonderful.
you can see the handshakes
See,
and stuff
I
over
see,
here.
okay,
If
see,
we
look.
did a handshake here, it would
No,
be
no,
off
no.
camera.
I
You want to
was,
see
and
it.
I was totally like
Keep
joking.
saying, everyone keeps
All right.
saying the sound is great, the video is great. We're doing the right thing. We've
Right.
got the right tools.
I just need a new camera for higher resolution on mine.
Hey.
Same camera.
What Savro
Section.
said earlier, we'll be here next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, plus 30 minutes,
What?
minus the fact that
Not
we're in
even
Tucson.
close.
Just
So
follow
it's
the
going to be
timer.
Arizona
Divided
Standard
by the
Time,
square root
9:30,
of-
9:30 Arizona time.
I hate our time zone. It's the
It's
worst
horrible.
I
time
love
zone.
it. I love that we never have to change.
Yeah, it's great. Fuck your time zones. Fuck your time zones. We'll be here at 9:30 next Wednesday, Arizona Standard Mountain Time. Look it up on your PlayStation. Look it up on your phone.
They're going to the north.
Wolfmaster, you're
Going
great.
north.
There's only